we're trying to set the mood right for this. I'm now thinking about this. I'm like looking through all this because we're talking about the Sabbat. This is a very '90s thing, very '90s, early 2000s thing. So I got to get the right level of edge.
That's true. What edge did you have in mind?
I picked Black Comet out of the Shadow Hedgehog's soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
I
that
mean,
makes sense.
yeah, it's right, but I wish it was. You hear like the little bit of like digital tingle in the back. I wish it was more industrial, but I can't find anything like that, and we've been using Silent Hill 2 as a bit too much of a crutch. Either way, it was impossible. You can't find anything to represent Sabbat. It's too good. It's like trying to paint a mustache in a Mona Lisa. You just can't do it.
I suppose that's fair. Yeah. I mean, you
Just
could have used
That's fucking debatable.
you could have used
Yes.
Iron Jungle, which was my favorite.
You-
Oh no,
you
what
could-
was it?
Yeah, but
Death
it
Jungle?
sounds stock to me though. It just sounds a little stock.
Does it?
But-
That was one
yeah,
of my
it
favorite
does.
tracks because it kind of went hard.
Well, I can't hear any drums in that song.
I was
But-
thinking about D minor for the Dracula, Na, 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 na.
All royalty free. So we're here with the much anticipated Sabbat episode for realsies this time.
Yes.
Based.
You're talking about the Sabbat. If I run a vampire game, it is Sabbat. The Sabbat is the one and only faction that I run, where it's more exciting. A Sabbat game is just more exciting at the end of the day. I know how to run vampire. I've done Camarilla stuff before. I've done Anarch stuff before, but the Sabbat is the faction that keeps drawing me back whenever I want to run this. And they went way harder with the Sabbat than they really needed to, because this was supposed to be an antagonist-only faction. You weren't supposed to like these guys. But much like the Tenocracy, there were a lot of really good points in the Sabbat that drove people to want to play as the Sabbat. Because, Kyle, what's wrong with the Anarchs? What's fundamentally wrong with the Anarchs?
They're a bunch of slacktivist do-nothings that just destroy for the sake of destruction, with claiming to want to replace centuries, even millennial-old power structures, even though they have nothing to replace it with. It's the same problem with the French Revolution.
Now, you do have Anarchs
the
that...
French Revolution.
Yeah.
Oh, the irony.
Yes.
You do have... You have Anarchs that do try to build their own governments to do a better version of the Camarilla, but their numbers are filled with just nothing but degenerates that bring the whole project down each and every time they try to do it.
I mean,
then,
Good.
would you say the Camarilla is better?
It's got more structure, but, the leadership is a bunch of pedantic pieces of shit that, much like our own government, is, holding blood feasts, willing to hold on to power in their ivory towers before they, fucking expire.
Deliberately lying to you about the world around you just so they can maintain their power.
Absolutely, which is, the Anarchs were smart enough to see the lies, but the Sabbat were wise enough to actually do something about it.
And
They can
that's-
step down.
Yeah, we're not absolving the Sabbat because these guys are terrible people at the end of the day.
They are monstrous.
There is no nice vampire. It's, you guys went to India and you ate people.
There's
not even-
one.
Not even just drinking the blood. Yeah, because you do have a few members of the Sabbat that stand out and actually do shine as lights in a tunnel. There was you remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where
Yes.
it's Abraham talking to God saying, "Oh, let the Lord not be angry. If there's 50 good people in Sodom, you'll spare the city. Okay, I won't destroy it for 50. Can you do it for 40? Then it's 40. 30? I'll do it for 30. 20. I'll do it for 20. 10. I will not destroy Sodom for 10. As long as there's only a handful of good people in the Sabbat, as long as there's 10 good people in the Sabbat, that faction can keep going. And that goes to show that a few good apples can save a bunch from being thrown out. It can keep something that has become fundamentally wicked from being destroyed, because as long as there is somebody who's doing the right thing, you can still pull the organization around. And that's something that I see in the Sabbat that I really fixate and focus on. But that's an exception, not the norm when it comes to Sabbat. It's what the tone of your game might be, unless you're going for a pure evil, jet black, dark humor kind of game. But, the way I run Vampire is going to be different from the way that you run Vampire. Because going ahead and get into it, we are going to try to talk as much as we can about Sabbat within the limited amount of time that we have. We have 2 hours and 45 minutes on the clock. Let's get started.
2 hours later.
And by the way, we got Archie, who's back for what's it been like 4 months since you've been on an episode with us?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into this. So the sect history. So to skip the stuff that we went over in the Anarchs book, the Anarchs episode, and to give you an abbreviated version of that story, there are 2 vampires who are important to the story. One of them is Hardstead the Older, and one of them is Tyler. Tyler was not her name. That was the name of her husband, who was killed by the English monarchy for rebelling against them. She was imprisoned, embraced by a Bruja while in prison, broke out, and because she was a 16-year-old girl who hated authority because authority killed her husband, she is now forever Greta Thunberg on crack.
Oh, Jesus.
Is her character.
How dare you?
It feels a little bit irrelevant, like almost like a bad choice to use Greta Thunberg because she's completely irrelevant now. When was the last time she accomplished anything, in all honesty? But the other vampire is Hardstead the Eldest, who said, I want to quit dealing with the headache of the clan-to-clan politics of vampire. I want all of us to get along and form a one-world vampire government on paper. What that project actually was is that it was a system that was made to benefit the Elders and Methuselah forever, keep the younger vampires in the shit forever, and only ever propagate a handful of rich, elite, and powerful until the end of human history, which they planned to propagate for as long as they could. This fell apart when Tyler ran into Hardstead the Eldest in Spain, and after one conversation, Tyler immediately killed Hardstead the Eldest, started a revolution in Spain, and caused every Bruja in Madrid and then all across Spain as a country, as a kingdom, to rebel against their elders, creating the Anarch Revolt. We remember the story, right?
Yes.
And from that story, around this time, you had a bunch of Bruja that were just running around, killing everybody in Spain, and it inspired 2 other clans to do the same. Who are the 2 pillars of the Sabbat?
La Sombra and Simichi.
Absolutely. And we began with the La Sombra, who took action first. This is around the 13th, 14th century when the story takes place. This is before the Convention of Thorns proper happens. Clan La Sombra sees what Tyler did, and one guy in particular, one Graziano, says, hey, you know what you're doing. I like the cut of your jib. You're turning against all these elders. As part of La Sombra culture, in order to be embraced by La Sombra, that La Sombra needs to ruin your mortal life before you get embraced. Yep. They go in, they find everything that made you human, and they take everything away from you over the course of weeks, months, or a year, breaking you down as a person before making you entirely dependent on your sire. Graziano didn't have that same kind of reverence for his sire. He inspired all these other La Sombras who were around his age, quote unquote, to rise up against the La Sombra elders, and to make sure that he had the firepower to do this, he hired a lot of Assamites to do this. He said to these Assamites, Ryan, would you like to diablerize a La Sombra elder? Or would you? Well, do we have the job for you?
What's water? Not water.
Do we have a job for you? They
Sylvester
all went over.
will definitely love to get strong with.
They all went to Sicily, where the quote unquote body of the La Sombra Antediluvian was. Graziano led this massive charge, calling it the Great Jihad, a term that would be a mainstay staple for the Sabbat. Charged in, killed all the elders until he reached all the way into the middle of the sanctum and found the supposed body of the La Sombra Antediluvian. He sank his fangs into him, diabolized him, and he thinks he succeeded. Would you really know what being Generation 3 is supposed to feel like? I mean, all the G3s are in torpor or dead. And the only guy you can really use as reference for diabolizing an Antediluvian is Augustus Giovanni. And how reliable of a source of information is he?
Well, he's not, because he's Camarilla.
Well, there's also... Well, no, not Augustus.
No,
Augustus Giovanni
yeah.
is his own guy. But, well, there's also Tremere, but Tremere's in torpor too. So
My
Gratiano,
precious Michael.
he thinks he did it. He thinks he got powerful. He thinks he's Generation 3. But what actually happened was La Sombra had grown so powerful, he no longer needed a body. That body that he left behind to be diabolized, that was a sock puppet that he made. He left a body, put a little bit of his essence in it, and then went to hell. And as it turns out, the gate to it is at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah,
So he's
that
gone.
makes sense. He's sitting there depressed out of his mind in the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Reason.
Yeah, what happened, Archie, is that La Sombra's plan is so far in progress, he abandoned his clan because he no longer needed it. He's going to come back in times of Judgment Gehenna, and he's going to blow out the sun, is what his plan is going to be. And in doing so, will kill all mortal life on Earth in the process. So he's done. He doesn't need to do anything else. He's got his power. He just needs to wait for the end of days for that to happen. And he's not going to have a prompt to do that until an Antediluvian along the lines of Set or Malkav or Inoya gets the ball rolling to prompt him. Now's the time to activate the plan. Amazing, right?
Yeah, good job, Sombra.
The diabolizing of La Sombra was the critical founding moment of the Sabbat, and it was based off of a giant lie that I couldn't verify.
Damn.
This is why I love about the Sabbat. They're right, but the founding triumphant moment that they use as reference to prove that their mission could work is based off a falsehood. They actually know and don't know what they're talking about at the same time. And that's something I find really brilliant and smart about and clever about the Sabbat when it comes to the writing of this.
Yeah, it is pretty nice, yeah.
In case you're wondering what's going on with Gratiano, we'll get to it eventually, but when the founding of the Sabbat happened and everybody was deciding who was going to lead, Gratiano, who was the guy this was his whole idea, got cut out of his own deal. And he said, what the fuck, this wouldn't have happened if I didn't have the initiative to do it. The entire La Sombra clan told him to get fucked, so he just picked up his loyalist and left, and nobody knows what he's been up to ever since. That's how you treat a hero, right? That's how you treat a martyr.
Yup, basically.
Hey, that's far from reality, though.
Yeah. It's not too... you heard about what they did to Marquis de Lafayette during the French Revolution.
Yeah.
That man did so much for his people, and then the people just shat on everything he did for them.
Bruh.
Incredible.
The epitome of bite the hand that feeds you.
And now we have the Fiends, the Zimichi, who saw this and
Yeah.
and they thought to themselves, hey, you diabolized your Antediluvian, I can do that too. And was there any real structure to cleanse Zimichi to begin with during this time?
No, they would just kind of run around
Psychopathy.
Eastern Europe and kill each other.
The elders of the Zimichi regret having their kids. They didn't want to have their kids. That's why there's such a massive divide between the modern Zimichi and old clan Zimichi. They had to change their clan's own name to distance themselves from their disgraceful kids.
Man, this is the epitome of being a grandparent and seeing your grandkids are all like freaking mentally ill as hell.
I'm going to stop telling people he's my son.
Yeah, exactly. This kid's dead to me. I don't know him.
So what
Look
happened?
at me, father.
No, I don't even know who this man is. Get him out of here.
What happened with the Zimichi is Zimichi, by this point, was so far ahead in his plans that he no longer needed his clan either. Because what's Zimichi's grand plan here?
Simulate like the board.
And how has he been doing that?
By
This is a
infecting
virus.
all life on Earth.
The scientific name for that is trophic transmission, is what he's been doing. Where Zimichi's been peeling off teeny tiny pieces of himself and throwing them out to the woods. And birds will eat it, fish will eat it. You eat the fish or the bird that had that then passes on to you. And now it's gotten to the point where everybody on Earth has vicissitude. Now, what I mean by that? I feel like the writing was wrong. It used the wrong word when it came to describing vicissitude as a virus. It's not a virus. It's a protein chain. is what vicissitude is. And it is passed on to every organism because Zimichi did everything he could to make sure that his DNA was in every living organism. We all have vicissitude. And what I mean by that is we all have a protein chain where if the eldest or somebody that can control vicissitude like his his own clan can, you come into contact with them, and that prompts your body. A lot of signals go off across your body in all of your cells at once to start rearranging to the command of whatever controls the vicissitude. That's what I mean by everybody has it. It's in all living organisms, and that's why it's not necessarily clan exclusive. Anybody can figure out how to use vicissitude. It's just that the Zimichi have a natural aptitude for it. And if you want further proof of this, ironically, 5th edition
Really?
is my evidence for this.
Oh man, I gaslight myself into thinking it doesn't exist.
It's because vicissitude is now an amalgam power that anyone can use in 5th edition.
Bruh.
Now, if you really think about that, does that mean that Zimichi's plan has proceeded to the point where now it's starting to spontaneously form in anybody that has a power that remotely resembles vicissitude in that regard?
So is that why BDSM exists?
No.
No.
I mean, it's flesh crafting if you really think of it.
No, it's
It
not.
isn't.
Yes, it is.
And by this
It
point,
isn't.
Zimichi no longer need his own kids. So, doing the same thing that he saw Lasombra did, he realized Lasombra actually had a good idea, and he created a sock puppet of his own. There was this massive cathedral in the Carpathians. It wasn't the Cathedral of Flesh, but it was a similar church. And a bunch of Zimichi charged into there, led by Lugoj, who is the guy that I had to make the retraction video about when we did the Sabbat episode, the Zimichi episode. He goes in by himself to diabolize the eldest. What comes out of that cave is not Lugoj, but he looks like him, sounds like him, quote unquote, is him. It's the same body, but what happened was Lugoj went into this church, into a chamber that was filled with flesh and blood, and saw a thing. It's kind of hard to describe what the neck of Zimichi is supposed to look like by this point. But he put it out there. It was just a little bit of bait that had his blood in it. What happened is that as Lugoj was drinking the blood of the eldest's blood overwrote the code of Lugoj's blood itself. He overwrote the man's DNA to turn Lugoj into himself through diabolizing him.
Cool.
So it's the closest analogy I have to this is, Archie, if you've seen Yu Yu Hakusho, when Gourmet ate the elder Toguro and then Toguro ate him from the inside out, is what happened. But instead of happening over the course of days, it happened in a matter of 10 seconds.
Well, what about John Carpenter's The Thing? Would you say that's a good reference too?
Oh yeah, that's what a Voss looks like. That's not even a full Zimichi vampire. That's just what one of their ghouls can do.
Exactly.
And Lugoj comes out of that cave, and the only guy who knows something is wrong is Lambak, who recognizes that there's something wrong with Lugoj. This quote-unquote Lugoj looks over his shoulder, gives Lambak a little wink and a smile, and then walks off, and then is never seen again.
That's disconcerting to say the least.
That's the way to do it.
Where that Lugoj then met back up with the biomass of Zimichi underneath the Carpathians, walked right into his body, and it was back to business as usual.
That's how you get people to remember you.
That's how you do that, right? And now the eldest is just waiting for the natural conclusion of the world of darkness, so he can just flip the switch and make everybody him.
And he'll
That's all he's
enjoy
gotta
his
do now.
victory for a full day, and then God will just nuke him from orbit.
It is the ending of Devilman. It really is. And after that, with both the Zimichi and Lasombra and Toluvians seemingly dead, all the bloodlines between the clans broke within those days. Every bloodline between Lasombra and Zimichi just cut the minute that happened. What was that Lasombra and Zimichi did it on command, but now nobody on either of those clans had to do what their sires said, and they hated their sires. And what did they do? Lasombra immediately turned around and just got the sweetest revenge on their elders. They ruined their lives. They went over and just had the most cathartic days of their lives as they went in, challenged the elders, and killed them, and rapidly reduced the number of Lasombra elders in the world. And then Zamichi just went off to doing what they were already doing, but with no remorse now. It was Tuesday for the Zamichi. And
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Everything talks, going along, ready to embrace with you.
And meanwhile, Hardstep the Younger, who survived the attack from Tyler, is putting himself back together. He realizes that all the records of Hardstep the Eldest were destroyed down to what the man looked like. So Hardstep the Younger assumes the identity of Hardstep the Eldest and goes, "As you can see, the attack has left my body horribly scarred, the threat of my life." Just straight up Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, "I'm going to hold something called a Convention of Thorns, and we're going to get this Anarch Revolt to stop with my orders." When the Convention of Thorns happens, both the Lasombra and Zamichi attend. Shavikos is only there to slap, to mollywop Hardstep across the face with his penis. Yes, that is canon.
That's the way to put that.
That's the only reason why Sasha was there. And the Lasombra were there only to just say just to rant and rave and see that the Ventru. But their representatives were just there to be a distraction. While they were there, their other Lasombra and Zamichi members were killing the children of every representative that came to Convention of Thorns. And they were trying to see how many of them they could kill before they got chased out by what would eventually become the Camarilla. And for a while, at that time, you had 4 clans.
American,
actually,
we're gonna mispronounce it, Archie. Get used to it. We're dumb.
You had 4 clans at the time that were technically Sabbat at this time. They didn't have a name for themselves, but currently they were anarchs. It was the Lasombra, Zamichi, what would become known as Bruja Anti-Tribu, and the Assamites that they hired. Because there was nobody calling in the Assamites around this time, because Earl Sholgi was in torpor while the events of the story were going on. And it was these 4 that were going around. The Lasombra really like the Assamites. And this goes down to their clan books too, because the Lasombra are wary of the Assamites, but they also don't hate them. Because they remember this period of the vampire history, because we could have been living in a timeline where if the Assamites never signed the Treaty of Tyre, we could have been living in a timeline where the Lasombra and the Assamites are the Sabbat. Imagine that kind of future.
Honestly, they would have gotten a lot more done. Let's
a
be real.
hell of a lot more done. But the Assamites signed the Treaty of Tyre, which the Lasombra told them was a trap, because they knew what snakes Clan Tremere were, and then they did it anyway. And that ended the friendship and respect that Lasombra had for the Assamites. They said, I can't be seen with you. You're a bitch. You're not as cool as I thought you were. Go the fuck back to the Middle East. We're done. But there was one bloodline at the very least, the Assamite Anti-Tribu, who they didn't sign the Treaty of Tyre. They weren't there for it, so none of their children got the blood curse that came from the Treaty of Tyre. So the Lasombra were cool with them. As for how many Assamite Anti-Tribu make up the ranks of the Assamites, only 1 in 10 Assamites is an Anti-Tribu, to put into perspective. And the modern statistic is, with Clan Assamite, 1 of them is an Anti-Tribu, 1 of them is an Assamite, 8 of them are Banu Hakim in Modern Knights.
I'm not going to say the word. I'm not going to say it.
I was going to say
just kidding.
Islam butt fucked the clan. That's what happens when religious fanaticism completely takes over your clan.
Yeah, so which is really sad because I liked playing as Luis.
And then with the Bruja, the Lasombra and Zamichi just realized, hey, Clan Bruja is just a bunch of losers, aren't they? I mean, this guy's a nerd. And not even a funny cartoon sitcom nerd. I mean, he doesn't even have the mutton chops that connect to our mustaches like we do. Yeah, that's right. Just what are you doing? And they just collectively decided to just cut ties with the Bruja The Bruhad said, all right, we're still the Anarchs here. We're the ones who started all this. You wouldn't have diabolized your Antediluvians if it wasn't for us. And they said, okay, we'll keep coping, keep telling yourself that. And the Bruhad went off to be the Anarchs. And then how much progress have the Anarchs made in Europe?
None.
None.
Quite literally flat zero.
None.
Absolutely nothing.
But meanwhile, Archie, do you remember what the map of Vampire Dark Ages looks like?
No, I do not remember.
Okay, so let me see about pulling this up. Pinterest, tell me this is good resolution. It is. I don't mind if I do copy the image. Kyle,
Yes.
post this in studio notes. Pull this up yeah, that image is up.
Oh, cool. I realize there's a whole
Alright,
map
But
here. That's
here we
great.
are, here we are.
All right, so Kyle, zoom in on that bottom map. Just
Yes.
really zoom in on that.
There's a limit to the there's very much a limit
Quality.
to the resolution, but you can kind of see
Alright.
it.
Now, notice how much that territory is 5 to the Black Cross and Zimichi Voivode.
It's about equal. No, wait, Zamichi's bigger.
Yeah, it does span quite a bit, I will say.
The Black Cross, Little Sombra, and Zimichi or Zimichi. You see how much territory these two already had.
Yeah.
All of
Time to
Germany,
take it.
all of Eastern Europe, and Constantinople, if I'm reading this map correctly.
And
Taking it.
before the Camarilla formed proper, how you had land is that if you were one of 6 clans, you had land. You just controlled land. I'm actually, hold on, let me make sure the Black Cross is actually, I think it might be Spain instead. Let's see.
Oh, that's
Sea
cool.
of
It's
Shadows
showing
is-
you
is
the
Spain.
human map and then vampire map. That's cool.
See-
I didn't realize that.
Okay, I might be getting them mixed up, but either way, one of these, the Zimichi Voivode is, of course, the Zimichi Voivode.
Mhm.
It's either Germany or it's Spain. That's La Sombra. My mind might be slipping me.
Sea of Shadows, I imagine that's La Sombra.
Okay, yeah, I think it is. I think it's Spain. All right, never mind. It's not Germany. It's Spain that they controlled.
Wait,
But-
would you say that there's a shit ton of gangrel in Germany?
Well, say what?
Only
No, they're a
in the
low
Black
clan.
Forest, I think.
They're a low clan. They didn't have land. They didn't
Oh
have
yeah,
land,
that's
man.
right. There was the caste system.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Now that I think about, I think Germany was Venture territory during this time. And then Italy was controlled by the Cappadocians, and then the Cappadocians completely fell apart, and the Giovanni took all the land. All right, we can get off the map now. We don't really need it for this part of the story. But you saw how much land they had.
Quite a
So-
substantial amount.
So you already have like 10 or so countries to your name already. You already established yourself. And La Sombra dug in deep with the Catholic Church already. Now, the Catholic Church was starting to go out of style around this time, but they still had it. So you are already putting the Camarilla into a tight corner. The only reason why the Camarilla dug themselves out was 2 reasons that we break it down into multiple reasons. Reason number 1, the Camarilla's clans. The Nosferatu, the Malkavians, and the Tremere. The 3 clans that make up the spine of the Camarilla. Because what would happen if La Sombra or Zimichi tried making a plan? Well, one of 3 things would happen. 1, the Nosferatu docks you. 2, a Malkavian just wakes up one day and just knows your plan. It just comes to him in a dream.
No, his stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Or 3, because this is when the Order of Reason was starting to get consensus changed, you still had really fucking strong Tremere around this time that could just nuke you from orbit, basically, with a spell. That's what would happen. Because after all, did these Zimichi succeed at taking down Tremere? No.
No, they're not
saw-
going to.
It was 1 chantry in East Europe. And you couldn't have done it. This is what
Insert
I mean.
vine boom.
Or 2, infighting between La Sombra and Zimichi. Because as La Sombra found out the hard way, the Zimichi really don't like taking orders. They are very hard to control. The Zimichi just want to just be evil. That's all they're interested in, is just being evil in public. And Losambar began to realize that Zamichi didn't listen to a fucking word that they said. It's like if you've ever seen Get Smart, Kyle, Siegfried and Steiner.
I
Well, it
actually
boils
have
down
not
to.
seen Get Smart.
The whole dynamic is I'm the evil genius and I have all these plans that would work if my minion wasn't a fucking idiot. Or something along the lines of the dynamic between King K. Rool with Clump and Crusher.
What about
Donkey Kong
Pinky in the
Country.
Brain?
Yeah, I like that too. And
Pinky was actually the smart one.
They have this. The Zamichi are just this massive millstone around the neck of the Losombra. And because of this, the Losombra begin to think, okay, we'll just do this ourselves. But as it turns out, what is the one key defining character trait amongst all Losombra?
Archy.
They want to be leaders. They're power hungry.
Ruthless, absolutely. So you had a case of Night of the Generals, where every Losombra insisted that he was in charge, and they spent so much time arguing with each other that nothing ever got done.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I find that funny.
Same problem that the Koraks have.
It's the same issue. So what happened? Something really fucking embarrassing happened. They lost Spain.
How the fuck do you manage that?
They lost all the land they had in Spain because of that.
Dios mío.
We had all this land and we're going to make this long trip over to France. And we're going to take it over and it's gone. It's gone. The land's all gone.
As they would say, "Me cago en la leche."
And they tried to take over France. They really did. But to my surprise, actually, the Toreador got their shit together and pushed them back out of France. The matchup between Toreador and Losombra, I'm thinking, how did you pull it off?
Sadomasochism.
Just
Fucking
master and servant relationship.
Don't fuck with Clan Toreador, I guess. This is the reverse of a paper tiger. You think they're harmless, but as it turns out, no, Toreador's got hands.
This is like Russia trying to invade Japan in the 1900s.
Bruja in every single way.
They really are. The Bruja used to be this noble, prestigious clan, and now they're just a bucket of shit.
Useless when they don't exist.
And so what happened is that the Convention of Thorns, of course, went off without a hitch. Now we have a Camarilla, and we have a floundering, well, basically Losombra, trying to use what few Assamite anti-tribute they have, and these poor, bubbling, rabid pit bull Zamichi to try to get something done. Around this time, one Archbishop Ambrose Luis Moncada was starting to make prominence for himself. He made a lot of decisions around the right time, managed to minimize casualties in Spain, and we will bring up his name later in the segment. And then the Old World was discovered. And the Sabbat looked over and said, Go, get that land. They sent as many agents as they could over to the Old World as quick as possible.
You mean to the New World?
And there was a map, I think it's like Mexico City by night, but to abbreviate it, the entirety of Central America and South America is is Sabbat territory.
And that is not far from the truth, though.
It's everything. Mexican, Costa Rican, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Brazilian, Venezuelan, Colombian. Every single one of them is Losombra specifically controlled.
Ryan.
And they all speak Spanish.
Every single one of them. Spanish and
Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Very religious
There's
region.
Spanish, there's Portuguese, and there's 3 countries that speak French.
That's why.
Oh, true. Sorry.
That's right, Ryan. I had Sylvester during your little guidance episode be in Central America during that time.
Yeah.
Because after all, you go to Belize, and then you meet the Toreador anti-tribute, and you pay them to poop on your chest and pee in your mouth.
What?
Right.
Sounds like my kind of deal.
Well, that's what John McAfee was doing.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Well, that is John McAfee.
It can be sautéed.
And because of that, where were the Camarilla during this time? Well, in a move that was stupid
Western.
stupid for the Camarilla to do, they said, well, nothing is ever going to come of the old world. It's just going to be used for colonies. We're going to double down and maintain Europe.
You mean the New
because
World?
we're about to push them all the way to East Europe, and we'll just dominate Europe, and then the Sabbat will just flame out in South America, and nothing will happen.
Exactly.
You keep calling it the old world. It's the New World.
Yeah, the New World. But yeah, they just expected it to be a failure. What happened in the New World?
The
What
New
happened?
World.
It's
Well,
Inner fighting with
there
the
was
Sabbat,
a whole
I
lot of
assume?
wars. So there was the American Revolution, which the Sabbat took full
yes,
advantage of.
America happened.
Yes.
Am-
There was
America
also the
happened.
the Franco-Indian War, which also the Sabbat took full advantage of. And it turns
Now,
out that what's up?
we went over Chicago and New York by night.
Yes.
You remember that the history starts with them saying that the Camarilla tried taking that land only to get in a fight with the Anarchs, and then the Sabbat swept both of them after they expended each other in the war.
Yeah.
And
Based.
Until the American Civil War happened, North America was completely controlled by the Sabbat during this time.
Yes, indeed.
Incredible, right?
They were like, no. This is ours, okay?
This is ours.
It's like
Y-
it's
y-
like the Pope deciding, between Spain and Portugal who to give which side of the world.
You gotta think about just how much that chapped the asses of the Shadow Lords in particular. That you left Eastern Europe because you were landlocked you were sandwiched between the Galliards and the Silverfangs. You went to South America because you wanted that land for Grandfather Thunder. You wasted your time fighting the Actena in a Pyrrhic victory, and then you look around and the same damn vampires you just escaped from took over the entire territory.
Nice.
Howdy, neighbor.
Good job.
God damn it.
And now the Camazotz are dead, but that's okay. The Camazotz weren't really doing anything to begin with.
Be like, finally! And then they look back and, howdy do, neighbor?
Fuck.
It's just the meme of Mo throwing Barney out of the bar only for Barney to spawn right back in.
Yup,
Do
exactly.
I need to make another
That's-
fucking meme for this episode?
Yes.
You're never going to get rid of Zamichi. It's impossible. It can't be done.
No.
This is going to be a
Really can't. All right,
meme-tacular
fine. I'm gonna
episode,
go ahead
and I'm going to
Let
make
me fire
it
up
that
Pixart
way.
and I'll get it in the server.
And then
Yes.
the Sombra and Zamichi just controlled that land, but something happened around that time. Civil War happened. What
Yeah.
happened to Rome? How did Rome collapse?
They got ransacked by barbarians, most notably
Because they
the-
spread themselves too thin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
They
what
got
happened?
by the goth kids.
Yeah, right around the turn of, I think it was 1786. Yeah, 1786 is when it started. Because there was so much land to pick, the Sombra and Zamichi, once again with the whole Nav the General shtick, the Sombra kept arguing with each other as to who was in charge, who was going to lead, who was going to be the one in power. And then Zamichi said, you know what? We actually don't need you. What? No, we actually don't need you. We can just go over and we can take over America by ourselves. And then the Sombra said, no, you can't do this without us. Actually, go ahead, split from us. Let me see you do this on your own. And Zamichi said, all right, fine. Next time I see you in the street, we'll kill you. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. You said what? And then it was around 14 years of Osama and Zamichi just killing each other in America during that time. And that war did not stop.
And not a third Inquisition was launched.
And then another Inquisition was not launched. But in 1802, Sabbat leadership decided that they were going to do something called the Purchase Pact, which happened to coincide alongside Thomas Jefferson doing the Louisiana Purchase, which is why they called it that. They said, all right, you shitheads, stop fighting. We've created a new system here saying no member of the Sabbat is allowed to fight each other. That's what the rule says. It's one simple rule, follow it. And in Europe, it went off without a hitch. But you remember what I said before about Moncada? This is where it comes up in the story again. That memo never reached America. And it was Moncada specifically who intercepted it.
That's funny.
And now, why would he do that? It's because he's trying to get America's Sabbat branch to fail so he can fill in the failed leaders with his own people. Is the
Why
plan.
does this make me think of Operation Zimmerman?
Because it is, yeah.
That's funny.
It's what he's doing. He's deliberately undermining leadership to get these guys fired and replaced with his own guys. Because he's in a massive power grab to completely control the Sabbat. Though that would not happen because he would eventually meet final death at the hands of Fatima Al-Fakadi, and then the two of them, Fatima Al-Fakadi and Lucida de Aragon, would have their final battle that would end in a lesbian romance between a Spaniard and an Arab. The guy who wrote that book was really horny when he made it.
That's
Great.
fucking funny as shit, man.
Absolutely phenomenal.
And but besides that, the Civil War did end because at least some of the Sabbat picked up on it and looked at the Zemichin and said, "Hey man, wait a minute, wait. This is stupid." And then the whole Civil War between them ended.
That's fucking nuts, bro.
Basically.
These-
It really
Yeah.
was just like a 14-year long in bomb moment between the two from the Boondocks.
Yes, precisely.
Oh my god. That's funny as shit.
Along with it, this decided now is a really good time to start printing off copies of the Code of Milan. Now, I might be asking, what is the Code of Milan? Well, it is a, counting how many rules there are, 16 rule pact that says how the Sabbat is supposed to function. The rules are as follow. The Sabbat shall remain united in its support of its sect. If necessary, a new regent shall be elected. The regent shall support relief from tyranny, granting all Sabbat freedom. Sounds good, right?
Yeah, that
Yes.
works.
Rule 2. All Sabbat shall do their best to serve their leaders as long as said leaders serve the will of the regent.
Doesn't seem bad.
Rule 3. All Sabbat shall faithfully observe the autorias rite. Basically, you're going to do what the rules say, and you're going to acknowledge that the rules exist.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's so good.
Rule
The
4.
Sabbat,
What?
the Sabbat are fuck. What is the word? I had it. I
Based.
lost it.
Based.
No. They
Based.
are
Think.
not practical. It's something along the lines of practical. Fuck. I
Close
fucked
enough.
that up. Go ahead.
Realistic.
Go on.
All Sabbat shall keep their word to honor one another. Good rule.
That's good. That's good.
5. All Sabbat shall treat their peers faithfully and equally, upholding their strength and unity of the Sabbat. If necessary, they shall provide for the needs of their brethren.
Exactly.
That's
So
good.
that they should let me diabolarize
All
them.
right.
Yes. Rule 6. All Sabbat must put the good of the sect and their race of Canaanites before their own personal needs despite all cost. Alright, sounds alright. Sounds a little crazy with the Canaanite specification, but alright. 7.
Yeah.
Those who are not honorable under this code will be considered less than equal and therefore unworthy of assistance. Alright.
This
8.
is fair.
As it has always been, so it shall always be. The Lexationist shall be the model for undying justice by which the Sabbat shall abide. As in, when we
Guys.
decide what your punishment is, you will acknowledge that punishment.
This litany is lit.
It is pretty good.
All right.
Yes.
This is good. Good.
Rule 9. All Sabbat shall protect one another from their enemies of the sect. Personal enemies shall remain a personal responsibility unless they undermine sect security.
That seems
It-
fair.
It's almost like do not hamper me with your own sickness from the Guru Litany almost.
Kind of,
Ah,
but
yeah,
they are
exactly.
more. They are actually willing to like provide for each other and look out for each other. It's less about strict obedience to those in a higher station, and about who gets their share of the kill, and more so of like, okay, here's how we can work together as efficiently as possible.
10. All sect members shall protect Sabbat territories from all of the powers. Well, that does make sense, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
The spirit of freedom shall be the fundamental principle of the sect. All Sabbat shall expect and demand freedom from their leaders. All right, makes sense.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
definitely the clan that Sebastian
Sylvester.
Sylvester. Same thing.
Rule 12. The right of monomacy, which we will get to later, shall be used to settle disputes amongst the Sabbat. We will get to that. we will get to that later.
It's a
Rule
cool
13.
dispute.
All Sabbat shall support the Black Hand. Now, you might be wondering, what is the Black Hand? Well, now it's actually a pretty good point to bring that up. That is the explicit military branch of the Sabbat. While the Sabbat is, I'll get to it more in detail in a minute, it's more of a religious organization. The Black Hand is specifically the military branch led by 4 generals. And you're to support this branch unconditionally.
Well, they're the get it done guys, so that makes sense.
And then the other rules, 14. All Sabbat shall have the right to monitor the behavior and activities of their fellow sect members in order to maintain freedom and security. Smart. 15.
That's some big brother shit right there.
Yeah. All Sabbat possess the right to call a council of their peers and immediate leaders. All
That's
right.
understandable.
Yep. So,
And
judged by a jury of your peers.
Yeah.
Judged by military tribunal. And 16. All Sabbat shall act against sect members who use the powers and authority of the Sabbat for personal gain at the expense of the Sabbat. Action shall be taken only through accepted means approved by the Prisky leadership. This. Find a traitor and kill the traitor when you identify it. So, these are the rules of Camarilla. A lot less restrictive than the Camarilla. A lot less restrictive than the Camarilla.
Bro,
Very
getting
much
shit
so.
twisted around.
In all honesty, like I'm kind of
dementing
sold.
him.
Like the Sabbat, even
on the
though they
Sabbat.
are monstrous and have taken a couple of L's, they kind of got their shit together. I gotta give them credit.
They did, but now is the time where we're starting to enter a dark age, Kyle. Because what happens on this time? How about a civil war happens in America this time around, and all that territory that you had before, well, now you've lost it to the Camarilla, who sided with Abraham Lincoln, and now have all these territories in the north. Well, that ain't good.
Yes.
Good job.
If you want to own some slaves, how about you own some bitches?
And
That's
It's terrible.
and then what occurred right after that? Well, how about a second civil war after that happened? Because the South got split up, where every single state lost their rights, their own constitutions don't mean a fucking thing anymore, and the federal government has now ballooned to such a massive size that nobody can ever challenge it. If you thought the feds were too powerful today, that's been going on since the 1800s, guys. It's nothing new. And what happened is that a lot of Alsombra and Zamichi pointed fingers at each other saying, this is your fucking fault this happened. And they got to the point where they went into a full civil war again. And as it turns out, the Ravnos were pouring gasoline on the fire the entire time.
Gotta love the fucking Ravnos, dude. Hell yeah.
I'm so excited to play one.
Where it turned into this massive he said, she said
Bullshit.
game where like nothing ever got done. Nobody was ever held accountable for anything they did. And the war kept going until 1933 when the Camarilla finally lost its foothold because the Great Depression happened.
Damn.
And that's what started it. And afterwards, a whole bunch of strong leadership appointed by Moncada stepped in. And a certain regent stepped into power. One Melinda Galbraith took power. And she is still in power. As for everything about her, not that picture. I can't really take it seriously. This image. Let me go ahead and copy this. This is the woman who rules the Sabbat, by the way. I'm posting her picture in studio notes. There she is.
Well, she's rather sweet looking, isn't she?
Yeah. She's not the monster you thought she'd be.
No.
No, it doesn't match it at all.
She has been in power since. Well, she's been a vampire since
It looks like an aunt.
1143.
Damn.
Not like
Okay.
an aunt. It looks like an aunt.
Yeah. That's what's deceptive about, right? You're not supposed to identify Bruce Wayne. You're not supposed to tell that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
I love how her lips are more detailed than the rest of her face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, she's very kissable. She wants to give you a kiss.
No, she probably bite
You
my
know,
face off.
just rip off the carotid artery, you know, have it spray everywhere like a ketchup bottle that you're trying to shake at the last bit.
So here's two crazy things about her, by the way. Guess her clan.
Lasombra?
Toreador.
Really?
Yes,
Makes
because
sense.
Okay.
after all, they forced you out of Spain. Maybe there's something smart going on with the Toreador. And it was around this time that Lasombra began to realize, well, maybe the reason why the Camarilla is doing so well and starting to kick her ass in Europe and America is because of the Tremere. No, it's not the Tremere. Because after all, they had Goratrix on their team. And they had him on their team since day one. But Goratrix was just one bloodline. You had Etrius and everyone else of the Tremere on the Camarilla side. It's not enough. How about the Malkavians? No, they're blubbering lunatics when they're anti-tribu. We can't count these guys worth a damn. The Nosferatu are going to sell out everything we say to the Camarilla. We can't trust them. Gangrel and Bruja? No. Why do we even say that? And the Ventru? No, we're not bringing in the fucking Ventru. It's not happening.
No! No, God, no! Please, God, no! No!
I think the Ventru would make a great salon.
And then they looked at themselves and they said, well, what if we brought in the Toreador? And they looked at themselves, Kyle, what percent of Toreador are anti-tribu?
A very few. I think like maybe 20% or less.
Lower.
So yeah, it's got to be like 6% or something crazy like that.
1%.
2%. Yeah.
2% of all Toreador are anti-tribu. And out of that 2% of Toreador, what percent of them hold leadership in the Sabbat?
That I don't know, actually.
50.
They just win everywhere they go. They don't even have to try.
Absolutely. If you want your project to be successful, you gotta bring in a Toreador.
Yep.
That's just the truth of it.
This is why I like
by the way,
with Tabitha. She always managed to make things work.
Kyle, you're going to swallow your tongue when I tell you this.
Okay.
Would you like to guess who her sire is? Think about this.
She was in 1100. She predates the Convention of Thorns.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna blow your mind.
It's not Jonas Albrecht, is it? Or no, not I'm thinking Werewolf, not Jonas Albrecht. Who's the fucking guy that basically broke the Masquerade? What was his name?
Oh, it's not her.
No, it's not. Okay.
No. Helena is her sire.
The fuck what?
Yes. The princess from the story of King Midas, Helena.
Damn.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
she's something then. Good lord.
Absolutely. This stat block, by the way, she's generation 5, strength 6, dexterity 7, stamina 6, charisma 8, manipulation 8, appearance 5, perception 7, intelligence 6, wit 6, alertness 4, brawl 5, diplomacy 5, dodge 5, empathy 4, intrigue 5, intuition 5, subterfuge 4, debate 5, etiquette 4, fire dancing specifically 4, firearms 5, melee 3, survival 5, area knowledge of Mexico City 5, bureaucracy 5, Camarilla 4, lore 4, computer 4, finance 5, medicine 5, occult 3, politics 5, Sabbat lore 5. Disciplines include auspice 8, celerity 5, dominate 8, fortitude 6, obtenebration 5, potent 7, presence 6, and vicissitude 6.
What the fuck, Richard? How many people did he alberize to get that to work?
Her humanity score, 0. Her path score, path of evil revelations, 7.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's not good, bro. That's not good, homie. Holy shit. She's a monster.
Jimmy?
What the fuck?
Oh, yes. And she is very good at her job.
No kidding. Jesus Christ.
So she takes control, and Mexico and South America are okay under her control. She's got under control. The United States, not so much. And the reason why she gets the whole thing to diffuse in the United States is because she said, hey, you guys over in America, cut that shit out. Look, there's Canada. And they look over and say, oh yeah, there is Canada. All right, you go over there, you go over there. All right, everybody has a piece of territory in Canada? All right, everybody happy? Everybody's happy? Okay, cool. Shut up. And then that was the end of the Second Civil War.
Sir, there's nothing to love about Canada.
Nope. And now they're over here, and once again, everything was fine until 24 years later in 1957. Ekaterina the Wise of New York City was shot in the head by an unknown sniper. Her body fell into the ocean next to New York City, and one Francisco Domingo de Polonia would forcibly take power in New York, and nobody was on his side, resulting in a third Sabbat Civil War following that incident. That lasted 100 nights.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Damn.
And we've already gone over Polonia's story in Rage Across New York by Night. We've already gone over his tale.
Yep.
And yeah, that's where the Sabbat is today, but we have one other crazy character to talk about before we get off the history section. This guy's name is a fucking mouthful. Gian Galeazzo is this man's name. Where, let me show you what he looks like. This man's got a full SoundCloud rapper face tattoo, Kyle. Yeah, there he is.
Let me get it. Let's see.
He got the Mike Tyson tattoo.
He does have the Mike Tyson tribal tat.
So this is a somber monk who is infamous for being a guy who betrayed the Sabbat to join the Camarilla specifically because he thought the Sabbat was boring. He thought that all that was going on with the Sabbat was just needless blood and gore, and he got disappointed and sick of it. And he just said, you know what, fuck this shit, and he just left for the Camarilla. But before he did that, he invited every single member of his dominion over to his mansion, told them, hey, this shit sucks, I'm out, destroyed the original copies of the Code of Milan, escaped his house, boarded his house, sealed it, and then set on fire, killing his entire kingdom in one night.
Why?
Damn.
Because he could, and he got away with it too.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
So that entire Code of Milan I just listed off, is that actually what the Sabbat was based off of? Is it?
No, it is not.
Because it could be that the copy was heavily modified, because after all, how many times has the Bible been modified? The Christian Bible been modified?
It's way too many to count. Every time there's a new denomination of Christianity, they change it.
And after all, how many sects of Christianity have accepted the Dead Sea Scrolls as canon literature?
That I don't know.
I don't think.
Even less, right?
Oh, never mind that.
Like I know
I don't
my
know religion.
family believes in it, so I mean they're non-denominational, so that tracks.
Actually, we got one more character to talk about. We have one, just one more little lore character to talk about. Joseph Panders.
Yeah. This guy, the Persona 3 guy.
Do you want me to pull up the low resolution image of him, or do you want the one that AI generated?
AI generated.
Tell you what, give me both, and I'll swap between them, or I'll put them up side by side.
Because the original one is like really poor resolution. It's like 100 megabytes.
Yeah,
and like
Send
100 by 200.
I'll put them side by side.
Let's see. Well, maybe I should have had the picture of Joseph Panders on hand before I said this section. Anyway, he's a guy during that 100 days in New York. By the way, he was a Generation 13 caitiff who was going up against Elder and Methuselah Bruja and winning those fights by himself.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
A Gen 13. A freaking... Wait, hang on, no. I'm sure you're going to read off the stat block, but what the fuck was this caitiff discipline that gave him an edge?
They never wrote a stat block. They never wrote a stat block for him. It's ambiguous.
Then what the fuck, Richard?
Yeah.
Well, it's left to your imagination.
Yeah, because how he did it is kept ambiguous.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, here it is. I'm just going to give you the version I generated. Give it a minute to load. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, Persona 3.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Persona 3.
Yes, he actually is that young, and yes, that is what he dyed his hair in the book.
Is he supposed to be that? I know they're vampires, but like, I thought vampires had like a little coloration.
Yeah.
Bro's just white as a ghost.
He is, yeah. And because of his efforts, Not only was he the first ever Caitiff to be promoted to a position of power, but he legitimized the Caitiff in the Sabbat. In fact,
Yep.
when you are a Caitiff in the Sabbat specifically, you're now considered a quote-unquote clan called the Panders in his honor.
Yep. Also, isn't there some Malkavians that get turned into panders or something like that?
Oh yeah, when they're like too fucking stupid to do anything by themselves.
Yep.
And as for the
Relatable.
territory they control now, well, they did control New York City, but as we discussed in the episode, the combined efforts of Jan Peter Zune, Ashley Sturbridge, and Calabros resulted in the loss of New York City, and now that city is now and forever will be a Camarilla territory in the year 2000 and beyond. And everything that Polonia did was for nothing. Amazing. As for cities that are under their control and will stay in their control, it includes Detroit. Does that surprise you?
No.
Montreal, and along with
God,
that,
that's a messed up
most
book.
of French Canada, along with that.
Mhm.
Again, that kind of makes sense. I think Quebec is pretty Catholic.
So looking at what else they have. They also control Atlanta, Georgia, Richmond, Virginia, Boston, Massachusetts, Raleigh, well, actually the entirety of North Carolina.
See, Johnny, you're in Sabbat territory. You're in the right place to be, talking about Sabbat propaganda.
I am.
Yep.
No, this city's turning into Atlanta every day.
I mean, is
I
that a
think we
bad
need
thing? There's plenty to
more
do in
Sabbat
Atlanta.
propaganda.
Yeah, we need more of these guys.
We need more propaganda.
For once, I agree with Sil. There should
It-
be more propaganda.
In Central America, name a city in Mexico. They have it.
I'm bad at geography.
I don't know any other cities in Mexico, I'm sorry to say.
There is only one city in Central America they don't control, and that's Merida. And that's it. And that is an independent city. That never got a buck proper.
That sucks.
And Mexico City is Sabbat territory in New World. That's where our regent is, and part of what she says also affects Europe, and there's human waves of Sabbat coming out of Mexico City. You know what? If Vampire 5th Edition wanted to be fucking based and wanted to tell like it was and be like real and edgy for a minute, that open border policy, have a massive Sabbat invasion happen during that time.
That'd be kind of interesting.
And now
the Ventru are teaming up with ICE. You thought it was about immigration, but now it's about identifying Sabbat members.
That's funny.
And also,
go on. Sorry.
Tijuana is also listed in this book as a gigantic hub for the Sabbat. And why is it a huge hub specifically? Because they're slowly invading San Diego, California, to take over the Anarchs. I'm going to cross the border August 3rd, motherfucker. San Diego, August 3rd. San Diego, August 3rd.
I made a vague canon about Oregon since there's no written lore about it. I canon that like Southern Oregon has some Sabbat in it because there's a lot of meth heads.
Given that Shaz murdered children in public when they control that territory.
Yeah, I headcanon that Portland is Camarilla territory, but its power is waning.
Yeah.
That makes sense given the state of things.
Yeah.
Once again, the entirety of South America is controlled by the Sabbat.
Yep.
Now all of it. Europe, it's East Europe specifically. East. That's
also Michi territory, so that makes sense.
And that always will be.
Esmond's is Amici.
Take control of all America now.
And
Canada.
Yeah, they can, yeah. And now La Sombra finally got back their territory in Spain. Not all of it, but they have some of it. And because the Giovanni are beginning to leave Italy, they're now slowly taking over the territory in Italy that the Giovanni are leaving behind. And if you're using Vampire 5th Edition as your lore basis, now all of Italy is controlled by La Sombra. Because after all, the Giovanni in 5th Edition lost all their money fighting the Harbingers of Skulls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly. So now, Spaghetti Tuesdays is now at Losombra's house instead of the Giovanni's.
Yeah, that's funny as hell.
You step into the front door, you can't see a thing. It's all darkness. How am I supposed to eat the primavera pasta if I can't see it?
You feel it.
Between your toes.
Yeah, and it's like squid ink. You could only taste like they put too much squid ink on it.
Why is that always the color of black with you guys? Why is everything gotta be black?
Because we're edgy, man.
Well, they say, well, you know, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Because we're professionals.
Professionals are being edgy. Listen to 3 Days Grace.
Also, name a territory in Russia. Doesn't mean you control it. There is a Camarilla presence in Russia, but they're only there because the Zamichi let them be there. That's
Imagine
it.
Borat was a Zamichi.
Yes.
So basically, that's where they send the exiled Camarillas to Russia, basically to die.
Yeah, you're just there to die. And the strongest territory in there's actually two in Europe. Is Madrid, Spain, and Milan, Italy, that are the strongest bases of La Sombra in Europe specifically, and La Sombra as a whole. If you're looking for Moncada in your game, he is in Madrid.
Nice.
Except Lucita de except Fatima Al-Fakadi got to him before you could. And is there a Sabbat presence in Africa? Not really.
No.
There's only one group that is loosely tied to the Sabbat, the Serpents of Light, around this area, but that's it, really.
Mm.
The Middle East, on the other hand, well, it's not a lot, but it's some. They're hanging around Turkey and Saudi Arabia, trying to spread their influence there. But it turns out the Assamites, actually the Banu Hakim, don't like it when you try spinning up quote-unquote heretic religion in the Middle East.
Yep.
Australia. Yeah, they're there, but the Camarilla has Australia pretty tightly under their control. The Sabbat have a presence in Sydney and Melbourne, but it's not a lot. It's some, but not a lot. Asia. Not really.
No.
Not really. Not even China and India is their Sabbat presence, and there's not really anything to say is remarkable in Japan or Korea either. They've been trying, but it's not going to go anywhere. The closest they ever got was Hong Kong, but that has fizzled out in the face of the rising Kuei Jin.
Yep.
Yeah. And now we get to the clans in the Sabbat. So we've already gone over those Sombra and Zamichi, but they're basically the leaders of the Sabbat. So we really don't need to go into detail with them because, you know, the Sabbat is the Sombra and Zamichi. By this point.
Yeah, basically.
So, Kyle, looking at the second edition book, I'm going all the way down to page, what is this? Page 52.
Let's see here. Page
let's go ahead and let's get
52.
into it. We'll go over the clans one by one and how they vary while they're in the Sabbat compared to what they're like outside this, what they're supposed to be.
Yes, indeed. Well, hang on. Oh, yeah, the PDF. Well, actually, no, it goes back further than that. It starts at page 51.
It says like what their roles are in this, but it's not really like player tips or guides or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
But if you want to read what you got, go ahead.
Yeah, so starting from the top, this goes in alphabetical order. Of course, you got the Assamite anti-tribu. So following the Anarch Revolt and this is Luis Ramirez, and I actually did steal this picture for Luis's character sheet because I couldn't AI
because
generate.
It's such a badass image. How could you not use it?
I gotta take a moment to just, you know. Do you mind if I should I throw the book up on screen for a sec? Because I got.
Let me go ahead and let me just get the picture in isolation.
Yeah, that, and if you could also get me the Ravnos one and the
the Ravnos one. All right.
The Ravnos one and the Ventru one both look sick as hell. I gotta give some props to the art. Some of the art in this book is hit and miss, but they knock it out of the fucking park with the characters.
There he is.
Yep. So, for those of you who watched Vampire Kiwami will recognize this guy, who I kind of stole and made into a character. Luis Ramirez, who served 14 years training under the Assamites before becoming a shovelhead. And, it was so much fucking fun playing an Assamite, and I would love an opportunity to play as Luis again. But alas, I haven't had an opportunity to. So, the Assamite. So, following the Anarch Revolt and the Convention of Thorns, the Assamite were kind of stuck between the young Camarilla and, all the enemies they've made, fighting the Anarchs. And so they've sort of some of them decided, you know what, maybe it might be a good idea to make some friends with Sabbat. And so they, left the Assamites, decided to go over and, head on over to the friggin' Sabbat and go, hey, look, there's a lot of fucking people over there, and we are really, really good at killing vampires. Would you like us to help you kill more vampires? And the Sabbat went, well, we do have this whole paramilitary wing that does nothing but kill vampires called the Black Hand. You guys can go do that. And they thought, hey, you know what? We're pretty damn good at this. So, however, they still bear a huge amount of loyalty towards Clan Assamite far before they do so for the Sabbat. Though it does help that many of their beliefs tend to coincide with that of the sect. However, the Antitribu do not revere Hakim. They are technically Banu Hakim. They see themselves as, or they see Hakim as one of the antediluvians, a corrupt, malignant force that will one day rise to devour all of their children. So they're
absolutely right about.
Yes,
they're absolutely right.
They are 100% correct. So the Banu Hakim, these are, even though in this book, Sabbat Revised, they're listed as Assamite Antitribu, because they're fighting Hakim, this technically makes them Banu Hakim.
And they all stem from the same guy, same progenitor too.
Yes.
It was an Assamite who refused to sign in the Tree of Tyre, so that's why this exists.
Exactly.
Because the curse that came with the Tree of Tyre was that you could not drink the blood of the Camarilla 7. That was just something that they could not do. These guys never signed the pact, so they were never affected by that.
Yep. So free blood, free vitae. Good shit.
Yeah.
Of course.
The fun thing about these guys, Kyle, when you encounter these guys as NPCs or players, this is a rabid pit bull coming to get you. They are looking around like an addict whenever they step into a room. They're scanning for vampires, and they're waiting for them to be alone so they can diabolize them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I gotta be honest, it's not as hard mode as the Nosferatu, but I would absolutely adore to play an Assamite again. Like, these guys, we've been over this. The Assamites are one of the most base clans of vampires. I would adore to play these guys again. They're so much fun. Playing Vampire Kiwami with Luis and Sylvester was so much fun. I cannot stop raving about these guys.
And the fun thing with this, Kyle, even though they avoided the Tremere curse, the Bali curse that's still on them is hitting them hard.
What did the Bali curse them with?
The addiction to Vampire Vitae.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
you have to make a difficulty 8 roll whenever you drink Vitae. And if you fail that roll, you immediately diabolize the vampire, rolling to take the soul afterwards as well.
Well, I'm really glad that the Antitribu don't suffer from the curse of Tremere, though. That would be a fucking bitch and a half to play.
They'll be forced to eat the summer that hired them.
Yeah, that'd be rough. But yeah, so of course the Assamites, being what they are, tend to be assassinations and silent killers. They're valuable martial additions to the Sabbat, which is where they find themselves in the rank and file of the Black Hand. They don't typically assume the roles of pack priests. Some may become Dukti, especially if combat or assassination is the purpose of that vampire pack. They also are referred to as the Angels of Cain, and hang on, Angels of Cain. Let me see that. Yeah,
as one of their nicknames.
Basically, their nickname here in the Sabbat.
The fun thing about these guys, Kyle, is that these are the guys that popularized the Path of Cain. In the Sabbat, in order to help fend off the loss of humanity, because they didn't really value that, they invented the Path system instead. That was a compromise between you and your beast.
Mm-hmm.
The Path of Cain was already being done by these guys, but the Sabbat took it and said, "Hey, you're onto something. Let's take your very flimsy philosophy that justifies your dabbery and turn it into religious doctrine." And so they did.
Yep, and it pretty much worked for them.
It worked. It's what kept the Sabbat together. We'll get to that after the segment.
They don't proselytize as much as some of the other members of the Sabbat because, as we discussed previously, the Sabbat is more of a religious organization. They still have their beliefs, however. Most of the Assamite Antitribu have similar appearances to the non-Sabbat counterparts. They feature a bit more mixed European cultures. Elders are much more, traditional Middle Eastern or Mesopotamian.
Gypsies.
Yeah, no, that's the Ravnos.
Yeah, but that can include these guys too.
Yeah. But more younger Assamite Antitribu follow more modern wardrobe or violent subcultures. And of course, with the bane of what was their
that Bali curse they have.
Yeah, because of the Bali curse, they their skin darkens more as they get older till it's like jet black.
Oh, well, that's just a side effect of using Quietus.
Yeah, Quietus. That's the one I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Also, Kyle, you forgot to tell me to find the Assamite ghoul picture, which is just as hard.
Oh, does it? Hang on. Do you have it?
There's that picture again.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Yes.
this looks raw as hell, dude.
That fucking badass crew.
That's a fucking album cover right there. That's so fucking cool.
They look like trench soldiers from World War One.
I could hear some like fucking Sodom or Megadeth playing over that image. That goes hard.
Shall we go into the Blood Brothers?
Do I have
We've
to?
already talked about these guys a dozen times on the show, but basically, you get a Tremere and a Zamichi on the same page. The Tremere abducts 10 boys, abuses them for 30 days. The Zamichi, quote-unquote, saves the boys, takes them on a little summer camp for 30 days, then puts them in a little blood bath, 2 boys a bath, made by the Tremere, where they then fuse 2 little boys into 1 man-child.
Yeah, basically.
There we go. Now, this wasn't invented...
Dance.
This wasn't invented during the Nazi Germany period, but it was popularized during that time.
Yes.
Is that Archie? After all, this is a grown man's body, but it's 2 5-year-old boy brains put together.
Yes. To some degree, the Blood Brothers. What's up?
Yes. Get an idea.
Oh. Yeah.
It's gone now.
So to some degree, the Blood Brothers are a hive mind. They kind of share the same conscious thoughts and experiences, experience their surroundings vicariously through other members of the individual chapters, otherwise known as circles. This allows them to work effectively apart from each other, and the Bloodline excels at coordinated combat missions and espionage, provided nobody realizes what they are, which they are rare enough to where that probably won't happen, but still a potential there. They commonly form very exclusive packs, and they utilize vicissitude in order to make themselves look exactly alike to better unsettle their foes. They're basically, they make people feel like they're seeing double and then beat them to death with the baseball bat.
And as of 1940, just about every single one of them is a neo-Nazi.
Yep, as the picture, which you cannot see at the moment, has like 2 skinheads with like suspenders.
And they brought it back in the anniversary edition.
Yep, basically.
And they have a unique discipline, Kyle. Sanguinius.
What does that do?
You share body parts with each other.
That's kind of funny.
So Kyle, it starts with you doing multiple arms, but then it goes to multiple heads, and then it gets around to you getting around your staking because you gave your heart to one of your brothers.
That is kind of interesting. So you have to find where the real heart is, but the joke's on him is because there's 2 hearts in that guy's body, and one of which belongs to the other guy, and the other which, still have to stake his fucking heart. It's a pain in the ass.
Now, what the strategy is, Kyle, is that you get one of these guys to have all 5 hearts, and he just sits off to the side. He's not even in the fight. And now you have 4 blood brothers come after you that can't die.
That's honestly a pretty great, pursuit scene where it's like you're just being chased down. No matter how many rounds you put in these guys, they just don't fucking die. They'll fall apart, and then somebody just takes off their legs, gives it to them, and carries them on their back like a backpack while he holds an Uzi.
They do have 2 weaknesses, though. First one, thaumaturgy in particular fucks them up. It deals more damage when they take more damage from thaumaturgy than any other vampire clan. And second, they all share the same health pool.
That's fair, yeah.
That's
so
that. But
it's
besides
like the ice
that,
climbers. If you kill one, the other's basically useless.
Greed played as one of these in our Disco by Night game, and he was the tank in combat.
Really?
Just if we need something done, he would go in, and he was doing very well with only 2 brothers to borrow body parts from. If I gave him the other 2, he would have been unstoppable.
Yeah, that'd be scary. Though these things really don't have any sort of self-awareness, they are somewhat intelligent, so do be mindful of that.
They're really just attack dogs made by the Tremirante Tribute.
Yep.
Well, Kyle, there's not really much to say about the Brujanti Tribute.
It's actually, but it kind of makes sense that, thaumaturgy works so well against them because there is a Amici invention.
Oh, yeah, because they were made by Tremere magic.
Yes.
The Brujanti Tribute, okay, so just take the modern aspects of the Bruja, just how we see them today, and just amplify them until they're just the worst.
Yes, they're basically
the worst.
They are as punky can get. Like, this dude has some weird cyberpunk metal hand contraption glued to his arm, and all these weird spikes fucking armor that he's wearing on his assless chaps. And the bro's wearing a tank, or no, he's wearing a crop. Fuck you mean, dog. What are those Liberty spikes? Who the fuck do you think you are?
Average Antifa member.
Now this is, if I may make the comparison, in the Anarchs, a Bruja could be at best Count Dankula. At best. That's the best possible result for an Anarch Bruja. Your best result in the Sabbat, Gypsy Crusader.
Oh God.
Yeah.
They're loud and obnoxious. No, I'm not gonna say it right. You know what I'm saying?
Acid Queen. Yeah, they are the daft and dangerous they turned their backs on the daft and dangerous vampires who called themselves Anarchs. These guys are just
very unlikely to ever get promoted, very unlikely to ever be taken seriously, or they're usually just on suicide missions.
Yep.
Just to die.
They are brutal shock troops and very effective foot soldiers for the Sabbat, and they find a lot of comfort in that role. They're vicious. They're brutal. They enjoy their martial roles. They figured, you know what? I'm damned for eternity. I may as well kill everything I look at. They are most numerous non-Lasombra Amici members of the Sabbat due to the fact that the clan is least disposed to seeing the big picture. Go figure. Other Sabbat frequently consider the Bruja anti-tribute base and classless. Touche. While the clan sees itself as a closet ideology to the Sabbat's original intent, freedom. These guys suck.
On top of that,
they're Antifa.
They are.
On top of that, their weakness. I think this is just a standard for the Bruja. They have 2 extra levels of difficulty to resist our frenzy rolls. So these are guys that you can't say anything to these people.
No,
you can't say anything to them because you'll just be in your haven with them going, "Oh, what do you think about da da?" And they'll say, "Well, what do you mean about that?" And then before you know it, you're in a fist fight for your life against this guy.
Yeah.
So basically, it's super easy to rage bait them.
Oh yes, and once they are rage baited, they don't calm down.
I love the quote at the end of this where it's like, "Fuck! Did you see how easy that guy's arm popped off? I barely pulled on it. These fucking juice bags make me sick."
Now we get to how you make Clan Gangrel cool.
What the fuck do you mean by that?
Vine boom.
What happens is that you split the clan down the middle into the city Gangrel and the country Gangrel.
Yes. So, free, feral, and untamed. They show their animalistic face to the Sabbat. But apart from the gypsy heritage of the mainstream Gangrel, they return to their bestial roots, becoming deadly hunters. They are subtle slayers and savage berserkers alike. They can be quiet assassins serving alongside the Assamites, or they can be just brutal bruisers hanging around the Blood Brothers and the Bruja. Their instinctive and predatory nature, enjoying the thrill of the hunt, almost as much as the rush of feeding, makes them very, very effective killers. they've seen a recent influx of defectors from the Camarilla, mostly because the Gangrel don't feel like dealing with the Gangrel don't feel like dealing with the Camarilla's bullshit. And they realize that the Sabbat might actually be right about all this shit. As Johnny said, they divided themselves into 2 subclans based on the deviation of clan blood throughout the 18th century. The Country Gangrel, where the hell did they put that? They're similar to the erstwhile Camarilla counterparts. They shun society. They live out as lone hunters and resemble more monstrous vampires of mortal legend. They assume animal forms of lesser creatures and serve as mostly scouts and warriors using animal context to retrieve information and destroy foes who are on the run. The City Gangrel actually have an interesting new sort of bloodline that came about at the Industrial Revolution. As cities became larger and less dependent on resources from the country, some Gangrel have made havens in the cities themselves, becoming, urban legends, basically. They hide amongst the refuse valleys of the city rather than the, as it says, lupine-infested corpses other Gangrel tend to prefer. However, or actually, more so than other Gangrel, the Sabbat realized the importance of watching each other's backs before Gehenna. And, cities and outlands have all sorts of dangers, and they believe that the Gangrel are more in touch with their animalistic sides than the Camarilla or independent Gangrel could ever possibly be, making them incredibly useful for staying alive. Most Gangrel don't give a fuck about any appearance or anything like this. Usually disheveled, kind of fucked up. They use it as a sort of camouflage, and, third home either on the ground or behind garbage cans. They, just kind of figure out wherever to live. They're just animals. They're just animals. They piss in the woods and shit in the alleys.
Now,
They're naked.
Now, between the two, when I ran Disco by Night, my most recent Sabbat game, we had a City Gangrel in it who was Plant Important Mighty. Poster studio notes. This is what she looked like.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember her. She's that character from Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, Power was on my mind when I was I was running that game.
She's got great tits too.
Yeah, that bosom is fantastic.
I'm gonna get age restricted for showing that.
Well, no, we're not doing that shit. You keep saying that. And in case you're wondering what a Country Gangrel looks like, it looks like this.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
You look at the Country Gangrel, and because the frenzy, if you're a Gangrel anti-tribu, unlike your usual Camarilla or Anarch version, when you frenzy, that's permanent. Yep. That animal trait that you get, that's permanent. You don't get rid of that.
That from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
Yeah, so that's what happens to a Gangrel anti-tribu, because you frenzied so many times, you've mutated to the point where you no longer resemble a human being.
Dude, that's fucked. Who the hell wrote Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark? That motherfucker.
Well, really, those were all folk stories that got passed around between Europe and America. Stephen Gamble was the one who drew the pictures for it.
Yeah,
it's basically Brothers Grimm, but more freakier.
Yeah. And shall we talk about the Harbingers of Skulls?
Yes. These guys are kind of an enigma to me. I still don't rightfully get what
we brought these guys up before in the Giovanni episode. The Cappadocian episode.
Yes.
So you remember when Cappadocius did this whole census at the mountain where he said, I need to make sure we're all on the same page. And he interviewed every single individual member of Clan Cappadocius to make sure they're on the same page. If they were falling down a different path of necromancy that he did not approve of, he sealed you in the mountain, locked the door, walked away. And then every single Cappadocian that was in there went into frenzy, diabolized each other, and then went into torpor. And then with the Week of Nightmares, that seal was broken, and now they're back. They're looking for revenge. Specifically against the Giovanni, Kyle.
Oh boy.
So this is the closest you get to a true Clan Cappadocian in the year 2000 and beyond. So, and
good.
They're only with the Sabbat just because they'll protect them in their mission to get back everything they lost from the Giovanni.
Yep.
That's the one reason why they're here.
Yep. So,
And
the Sabbat.
simple.
Yeah, pretty simple. Should I say any more? I don't think I need to.
Well, they're really good for making zombies too. As it turns out,
yeah,
making
Cappadocia.
zombies is something that they really appreciate, because after all, when you don't have anybody to shovelhead, or the shovelhead you just sent in just fucking died, and his body's too damaged to bring him back as a vampire, just get the Harbinger of Skull to bring him back as a zombie.
Yeah, basically.
Just start playing Michael Jackson's Thriller, and that's how you control them.
Just get all just full on
Archie
human
left.
resources. Archie's out of gas and he fell asleep.
Oh, rip.
Understood.
But I do thank him for coming out for this.
Yes,
but,
thank you, Archie.
Yeah, he's a college kid. He's got a schedule to keep.
Yeah,
I'm feeling that too.
Fuck college.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, tell me something nice about the Harbingers of Skulls. You gotta think about that. He doesn't have one nice thing to say about these people.
They are.
They've got great hairstyles.
Well, they have no hair for some of these guys.
Yeah, well, that does happen.
I guess you could say they're skin and bones.
They are skin and bones. That's their
There we
weakness.
go.
Their skin is so shriveled up that it clings to their bones and muscles, what little they have.
Yeah.
They smell like flowers. Yeah,
these
totally,
guys look like zombies walking around.
I will say, Auspex, Fortitude, Necromancy. You don't want to fuck with these guys.
Oh, you remember when Dentiste was in our party?
Yeah,
and
he was kind of busted.
It took forever to take him down.
Well, yeah, because he was built like a brick shithouse, and he had zombies.
And the only way we could take him down was through an asthmite, and that was it.
Yep.
Brick shit ass.
Shit house.
Shit house.
Kyle next up is Clan Seed, and the only thing we know about Clan Seed is fucking nothing. The whole thing behind it is that a Slua changeling was embraced by a La Sombra vampire, and it made this bloodline, and what do we know about it? Fucking nothing.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen this.
Yeah, and Kyle, it's only ever brought up in 2 books. This never comes up again.
Gotcha, so don't worry about it.
Never comes up. But if you want to do some cross-spotting with changeling and vampire, I would not recommend it.
No, that seems like a very fucked power scale.
Because they have a whole ability in here called Mytheria.
What does that do?
Sorry. Mytheria is how you say this name. What does it do? It basically lets you at level 1, since changing glamours. Level 2, creates the same kind of powers that normally would be changing exclusive, but you can now fucking mimic these. 3, intuitive direction sense of the underground, and you may summon goblins, aka the Thalane Knockers, to your aid. Level 4, place a symbol that will confuse and disorient people by looking at it. And level 5, speak in riddles that will make people completely freeze in place.
Well, that sounds
Ronald Dahl
fucked.
type shit.
I do
Additionally,
like. Go ahead.
Every single one of them, Kyle, also has dominate and
Obtenebration. I also like the quote that's here at the end of it. Be very careful. That's an original Gutenberg Bible you're holding. If you damage it, I shall have no choice but to exact reparations. I doubt you'd live long without your skin.
And the only reason why you would use these guys is because they're occult librarians that you never fucking see. Like, even the books say these guys lock themselves up in their libraries and never come out. And they're more shut in than a Tremere.
That's surprising
That's
to
funny.
see.
And the only reason I would see that you use these people is if you just hate the Nosferatu who are already doing this. You just hate the Nosferatu where... let me ask, why would you hate the Nosferatu?
If you have a death wish.
What's wrong with you hating the Nosferatu?
You're very
jerks.
vainglorious. You're a Tremere. No, not a Tremere. You're a Toreador.
You hate ugly people and you just want to use a pretty weird, like, pervert on the side of the road character who's going to pull back his trench coat and there's his penis.
See,
It's like bouncing around, you know?
See, I've taken a lot of effort to make sure that I'm on good standing with the Nosferatu.
Are you on good standing with the Malkavians?
I don't know, Vic, you tell me.
Now, are you tired of being sane? Are you tired of having a normal routine? Are you tired of going to bed and sleeping peacefully tonight? Now you could be clinically balls to the wall fucking insane and be like a badger high on angel dust, methamphetamine while lighting on fire. 24/7 guaranteed. Now with my new product where basically I just suck you dry, no homo, and then I take some of my blood into you, you could be just like me. Help me.
I mentioned before that the Malkavians in an earlier episode were the kind of insane that made you a danger to be around. It's not the fun insanity, it's the dangerous and sad insanity with the Camarilla and Anarch Malkavians. This is the kind of insanity where you are a genuine danger to fucking everyone, and there was no preventing it.
Yes.
You can't even pretend to function in society. You are somebody that is so far gone that there is nothing that could have been done for you. And we're not even talking about catatonic. We're talking if Mike Myers was a real person.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Hannibal Lecter.
His name is Buffalo
That kind
Bill.
of shit. Where Ryan, what do you think the Malkavian Antitribute's job is in the Sabbat? Take a wild guess on this.
To take a guess.
It's Ryan, the one job the Malkavians have is stay home. Just stay home.
Tie me up.
With my bitch-ass girlfriend.
The Lasombra and Zamichi, you know it's bad if you freak out the Zamichi.
Oh, yeah.
Where what they tell them Malkavian into tribute is just go back into your haven, stay there, don't move. Do not pursue me as I back away from you and I don't show you my back. Do not move. Do not do anything as I slowly close the door and lock it and board it. And that's it.
Basically, yeah.
That's the one job. Because what the Malkavian Anti-Tribute are is that because you're such a danger to yourself and everyone around you, these people are intentionally trying to dement people. It's just an instinct they have. They run up to you and just use dementation on you.
What? I do it for good. Well, quote unquote good. One time there was a store clerk that pulled out a shotgun and he was going to shoot at a crackhead. So I demented him and, started laughing my ass off because it was a really fucked up situation, but it was kind of hilarious for lack of a better word. It was a nervous laughter, right? So then with me dementing him, we were talking about politics previously.
Yeah.
And then he thought I plant from the Israeli government, so he started spinning out a bunch of anti-Semitic shit while trying to blast my brains out. I avoided it by just a hair. I tried to slit his throat. Instead, I got his shoulders. He ran away like the fat ass he is. I had the crackhead, and I don't even know where I'm at now.
Didn't you devour him and then throw his body in the garbage outside of the CVAs?
Yes, because he was trash. And I was cleaning up after myself. I even pulled out the hydrogen peroxide from inside the convenience store, and it like bubbled all over the place, So I cleaned it up, and then walked away.
With the Malkavian Anti-Tribute, the only way you can get them to a level of functional is if you put them on a path. And it is going to take extensive years-long therapy to even get them started on the path. Once they're on a path, they can be used. But this is a guy who's going to become a white any day now. What you do with the Malkavian Anti-Tribute is that you make these guys the punishment. As in, these guys are just the lions of Daniel and the Lion's Den. You just keep them in your base in a pit. And then if somebody breaks the rules of Sabbat, you throw them into the pit with the Malkavian.
They throw them into the pit with the Deadites.
And then you just turn around and walk away, and the Malkavian will do its job.
Unfortunately, that used to be my predicament. But then a little entity, he's my friend. I called him Meep, he helped me out a lot.
He owns a bunch of property in the Smiling Friends universe.
Yeah, basically, I don't even know what the hell he is. Sometimes he appears in the mirror. Sometimes he appears to me before I go to bed. It's kind of random.
And
makes a sound.
And these guys exist only because they're the Malkavians that didn't go along with the Great Prank. Now you see why that had to be done.
Yep.
Why that had to happen. And and as of the Week of Nightmares, that prank is no longer in effect.
Oh,
So now,
Hey,
great.
I can teach you how to use this, you know. It's actually quite fun once when you get the hang of it. What the fuck you talking about, man? Fred's having a mental breakdown like me. Hey, come on, man. You just gotta get used to it. That's easy for you to say, you asshole. Hey, don't call me an asshole. I'm trying to be nice to you, man.
with the Nosferatu, there's next to no difference between these guys and everyone else we've already talked about. We've already gone over this with the Anarch episode. There is no change to you as a Nosferatu.
No, you're still loyal to the Nosferatu. First, you still know everything.
However, the Nosferatu anti-tribu are psychopaths.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Because you're saying with the Sombra and Zamichi, knowing what they're about, and you're okay with it.
Yep.
Oh, no. I speak with them every now and again, and even the things that they do send chills up my back and makes my vitae quiver.
Yeah, we're talking about the Nosferatu now, Ryan. This is the exact opposite of the fucking Nosferatu that's in Borderlands 2.
How can they scare you? Like, every single time when I see them, you know, of course I'm blabbering, I'm slabbering, you know, I look like I got rabies. I try to come up to them, and then they're all like, who let him out? Who let him out? And I'm like, what the hell? I'm trying to just say hello.
That's because you're clinically insane.
Oh, but I still don't get it.
Okay.
With the Nos and Sabbat, Kyle, do you remember the Leatherface?
Vaguely. I remember seeing it, and he literally just looked like a giant, like, boil that had several other boils coming out of it. It looked like somebody just had cancer on top of cancer.
It's a subculture of Nosferatu that just murder people for fun.
Yep.
This is where they are.
They're all in the Sabbat.
And the other ones are the Masks, who, very much like the Wendigo, assume human identities just to get between humans and terrorize them.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And that's the whole fun. You're just in here because amongst the Nosferatu, you're a pretty shitty guy, and you're just looking for an excuse to be a shitty person to people.
Same.
Yeah.
The Panders.
Again, the first time I've ever heard of these guys.
So, like I said before, the Caitiff now have a standing in the Sabbat, but still not much. Because you're still Caitiff, you're not as strong as a normal vampire. Or you're embraced fucked up and the other vampires look down on you for that. So, most of these guys are in the same boat as the Bruja anti-tribu we'd mentioned before, foot soldiers.
Yeah, Johan was one of them.
Sylvester wants to lead them.
Yes, you occasionally get guys like Sylvester Shrek in our game, or just the Panders in lore, who do prove their worth and eventually do climb their way up through the Sabbat. But a lot of these guys are just here to die, and that's it, really.
Well, I guess I'm one of the lucky ones then. No wonder we all lived.
To explain how there's so many of these in the Sabbat, Kyle, your Sabbat pack, who gets to embrace somebody in that pack?
I
think he goes.
I imagine if you have a Lasombra.
Well, Brian has it right, anyone.
Oh,
but because anyone can embrace, everyone embraces at the same time, Kyle. You might be thinking to yourself, how does that work? Well, after one vampire drinks the blood, every member of that Sabbat pack pours their blood to the guy's mouth at the same time. Now,
how the fuck does that work?
Now, what that's supposed to be, it's supposed to be this wheel of fortune that says, who's he going to be? Who's he going to have to listen to for all eternity? Who's he going to have to listen to? And you spin the wheel, and then every damn time you spin it, it always lands on Caitiff. Because when you do that, it increases the likelihood of you becoming Caitiff by 90%.
Wow. Sounds like
Amazing.
They didn't think that shit through, did they?
And they keep doing it. They keep...
Motherfucker, they're accelerationists at this point. If the Caitiff are a sign of the apocalypse, what the fuck are you doing?
So you have shit in this game like Generation 8 Caitiff because of that.
That is terrifying. That's basically what Sylvester is, isn't he?
Yeah, by this point, yeah.
I was jealous for the longest time that I couldn't do it, but now thinking about it, yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah. Oh, because of the embraced nature, their disciplines can really just be fucking anything. Just anything. You could have a guy who looks out and gets Obtenebration, Vicissitude, and Serpentis. Incredible.
Fucking crazy.
Jesus.
Kyle, you asked me for the Ravnos picture?
Yes, because it looks awesome.
All right, Kyle, you take the wheel for this section.
Okay.
There's your picture.
So, as we discussed in Ravnos, Ravnos are typically wanderers, except when they're anti-tribu. A lot of the Ravnos split from the Gypsy heritage after discovering the Sabbat. The Sabbat had some sort of grandiose ideology behind it that the separated Ravnos found more enamoring things with night lives. They didn't confound themselves with, complex Hindu dharma riddles, nor did they subvert bestial natures. The Sabbat was composed of vampires through and through, and it offered a whole lot of possibilities for the Ravnos anti-tribu. Since then, the Sabbat Ravnos really haven't had a whole lot to do with the sect. They serve it when it's convenient, as the opportunists that they usually are, and otherwise take advantage of the lack of communication present by them constantly traveling. Some wonder why they bother at all, but, when it turns out that a road piece of information turns the tide of a siege, then the Ravnos anti-tribu, sometimes manage to become pretty useful. They go over, they seduce a Camarillus prince progeny, and then fuck everything else up. It's awesome. Basically, these guys are really good at sort of like guerrilla, how should I put this? It's like guerrilla espionage and guerrilla sabotage. You get in, break shit, bounce, That's what you do when you're...
You do your damage and leave.
Yep. And it's very typical of Ravnos, but they, the Sabbat have seemed to have focused that energy in a particular place and removed a lot of the Dharma that otherwise would abide by the majority of Ravnos. The idea of a permanent haven, and so, of course, being nomads, the idea of a permanent haven is an anathema to rogues. They just want to set up temporary, scout enemy territory, make a move, and then get the fuck out. And that's basically what the Sabbat has been doing with them.
They steal your money, they sell drugs, they'll actually believe in any of this shit, they're just here to cause trouble.
Yeah, basically.
And you have marijuana, good sir.
And Ryan, let's be real with the Ravnos for a minute. That clan weakness that the Ravnos has, it's completely irrelevant. The weakness that there is no weakness. Because the weakness is vice, where every Ravnos has a personal vice that they feel compelled to engage in and have to make a difficulty 6 willpower roll to resist. This is shit you were already going to do as a vampire.
See, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that the Ravnos thing was that you can't day rest within 100 miles or like however many miles.
Post Week of Nightmares.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. So into the year 2000, it's true. But if your chronicle takes place before that, your clan weakness is that you have no weakness. Fuck it, you just don't.
So Ryan's going to be sitting pretty in our Miami game when we get there.
Well, because of chemistry and how fucking poorly written chemistry is, I was saying it's probably written the same way that the Echo Knight in D&D is probably written. Ryan can just do fucking anything with it.
So this chronicle is going to be a shit show then between fucking Rapred's Caitiff, who he's built a discipline for, and I won't spoil it, but it's strong. I am so fucked.
It's expensive but strong.
Yes.
Damn.
Then whatever Victor's planning, and he's not telling me. I'm pretty sure it's a Tremere. You're making. And
insert Vine Boom.
Now we went over to Salubri and what they're doing in the modern day already in the Salubri video, but there's one word for what the Salubri are doing: spite.
Yes,
spite. Yep. They're just here to take out all their frustration and anger on the world. Every Salubri in America is Sabbat. The minute that Sabbat finds them, they claim them because that's the only way you're going to fucking live. Not even the anarchs want you, dude. So this is the only way they can function.
Well, yeah, because as soon as they join an anarch group, they immediately get gunned down in the street by the Camarilla because the Camarilla hate the shit out of the Salubri.
And the anarchs don't want your back. They say that they do, but they don't.
Well, no, because they can't.
And the most operandi of the Salubri, you said that we were soul stealers? You accuse us of Soul Stealers of being serial dabberists and our power of Valorant, a very nice power that's supposed to heal people. Well, fuck it. I guess we are Soul Stealers then. Fuck it. Let me be the monster that you called me and that you killed me over. Forget
Damn.
it.
It's just
That's it.
It's just all spite. It is fuck you. You screwed me over. I'm gonna make your life suck.
And they twist the Valorant around. Almost all these guys are Warcast when it comes to Salubri and the Sabbat. And they're using Valorant in the most painful ways possible on you. They're not attacking your flesh, they're attacking your soul itself, and they're ripping it out of you when they kill you.
Hold on, I gotta find
literally
the gif of the lumberjack tearing open the log in the center.
It's literally like the Grand Marshal from the oh god, what was it? Who the bad guys from the Third Chronicles of Riddick movie?
Yes.
What was
That's what they are.
Hang on.
Oh, I found it.
It's does that mean in Adventure Time Marceline's dad is Salubri?
The Necromongers, that's it. What's up?
Yeah. In Adventure Time Marceline's dad is a Salubri?
I honestly don't know. I didn't watch a whole lot of Adventure Time.
He's a soul-stealing vampire from hell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess that also makes Marceline a Salubri then.
Yep.
That's cool.
Oh god, I gotta talk about this fat fuck, damn it.
So the Servants of Light, no, Nozomi's a full-blown Setite. Normal.
Okay, I thought he okay.
Yeah. The Servants of Light, on the other hand, were what I thought the Setites were in our first videos. These are the child touchers, these are the human traffickers, these are the rapists, the pedophiles.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
The drug addicts, the pushermen, the guys who are intentionally trying to ruin your lives. Not because of a religion, but because they think it's funny, because they want to exert power over you, and because they're just degenerates. It's in the blood. Degeneracy is just in the blood. But you deny the existence of Set. You deny the mission of Set, of trying to revive Set, and you're doing the same exact shit that you broke away from the Setites over, but you're doing it for your own profit.
Basically, yes.
That's the plan. Does that make them worse than the Setites? Because I think it does.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just doing it. They're basically Banes at this point.
They are.
Well, yeah, Chomos are pretty bad, not gonna lie.
And they want to say that they're good guys. They'll masquerade as good people. It's only because the only reason the Sabra and the Zimichi like them is because these guys give them a bunch of meth, and that's it.
Yep.
They're absolutely flying because they're on good terms with these guys.
Hunter Biden.
Yeah, they have a base in Africa. They have a base in Haiti, and they're just running massive drug empires out of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Yep. That's what they do.
So, basically what the fucking Hollywood elites do is what these guys do.
That's the Serpents of Light. They're disgusting. We should kill every single one of them.
Kyle, Tom Hanks was at Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, he was also on the island.
No. Along with Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon.
Does not surprise me.
It's
off topic. One of the worst things I realized is that George Soros has his. Oh crap! I said his name. Mr. Curious George has a son.
Oh dear Christ!
Who the fuck slept with this man? Who bared his progeny?
I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking of hoes, a Torador anti-tribute.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Yes,
So, Kyle, did you ever have a friend who's just shitty to you and insists that they're your friend, but you can't remember the last good time you've had with them?
I've had a couple of them, yeah.
That's a Torador anti-tribute.
Yeah, they're just kind of shitty people. They're just like...
But they're very good at what they do.
Yes, they are. They are incredibly good at working the politics of, the front-facing part of the Sabbat, if and there is one. They basically just... And they're incredibly good at torturing people as well.
Very good.
They find it their own art, so to speak.
Ryan, with the art that a Torador does, when it comes to the Kimberland Anarchs that the Torador will either be these masterful artists in whatever field they pick or posers between the two. The Torador anti-tribute are countercultural artists that go in that direction. For example, one of the Torador anti-tribute made a art piece called the Suffering of Being a Woman. What that was is that it was a dress that was made of human meat that they passed off as animal meat that they then sold into an art gallery.
That's disgusting.
What the fuck?
And that's the kind of shit they do. They make stuff that is very political and actually does make you think until you begin to realize how they made that picture. What was used in making that picture.
And then you realize, wow, you're just as bad as the message that you're trying to convey against.
I feel like it's a really good example. Ryan, you love Fallout. So I feel like you know what I'm talking about with this example. If you play Fallout...
I wouldn't say love.
But you know what I'm talking about with it.
Yeah.
Fallout 4, the Pikmin quest in that game. That mission in particular. Where in Fallout 4, where it's the art gallery that you go into in Boston, where it's an art gallery of a serial killer who's targeting raiders, dragging them back to his base, and then paints pictures with only a knife and their bodily fluids.
Ew.
No, I don't know that one.
But at the same time, he's only targeting raiders. So it puts you in a whole moral conundrum. He's a serial killer, but he's only targeting people who deserve it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And with what we just said about the Torador anti-tribute, Kyle, these are the most human in the Sabbat.
I mean, it's Toreador. It doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, it's probably not anywhere near enough humanity to save them.
Yeah, it's the negative aspect of humanity.
It is.
I got the proper name for the dress. It's Woman's Submission at the Hands of Man was the name of the dress.
Oh, Jesus. The way I'm thinking of this is, you know J.S. Steinman from BioShock?
Oh, yes.
That's what the Toreador do.
This one too tall, this one too fat, this one too symmetrical.
What's this? This guy, he's ugly! Ugly!
And he machine guns down the wall and you get a fight. If he's Torador anti-tribute, Cohen is just straight Torador.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's been talking a little bit too much with the Malkavians.
It does happen.
Also, Kyle, name a snuff film. The Torador anti-tribute probably made it.
The Serbian film.
Funky Town.
Human Centipede.
Junk movies.
The Zucateca Flang.
Where Cannibal Holocaust.
Tusk.
That video too. The Zucateca video. That was a cartel video where they said, "Please send more people over to our cartel for us to kill them and make videos like this."
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I'm kind of disconcerted about the amount of films that we could name. But then again, I blame the fact that I watched Wendigoon's video on like the fucked up movie Iceberg, and I hope to never watch that movie ever again. Like,
and once upon a time, before the pandemic happened, this was all over Reddit.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
You had subreddits like Dead or Vegetable, Make My Coffin, People Actually Dying.
Yeah, that was what Reddit was, and then Redditor became what it is today, which is a group of feckless man children.
Rotten.com, that website. Yeah, like my dad explained to me, they showed like clips of like the jumpers from 9/11.
Oh my God.
Get fucking taken down.
Like the fucking pop sounds that make.
Dude, I need to take a fucking shower after this episode. This sucks.
Well, let's talk about the most based anti-tribute, the Ventrue.
The Ventrue. Again, this pick goes so fucking hard.
Let me get that picture for you. So you notice that there's no Tremere anti-tribute in this.
No, they're not, because the Tremere keep to themselves and they just kind of fucking sit in their shanties reading their books and being useless.
Well, it's because Goratrix is the Tremere anti-tribute.
He is just the one.
Yeah, he is. He has assistants, but they really just exist to serve and propagate Goratrix. Yeah, that's the picture of the Venture anti-tribute.
Yep. I gotta fucking... It looks...
There's character in that.
It looks so cool, dude. Look at that.
And now, Ryan, let me sell you on these guys. These are Ventrue who are sick to damn death of the corporate culture of the modern day Ventrue, and said, did you forget 1,000 years ago we were kings and queens and knights of entire nations and you want to settle for a job where you put on a monkey suit every day and go to an office and sit still for 8 hours.
Yeah.
This is the scene from oh god, what was that fucking movie? Wasn't
Braveheart.
Hang on.
Thinking about it.
Oh yeah, it was the scene from Falling Down where the guy gets out of his car in traffic for the first time and looks around. That's the Venturante tribute.
Yeah.
They're fucking base of shit because these are Venture that get up and they subscribe to the philosophy of, if I want the job right, I have to do it myself.
Absolutely.
And these guys bust their fucking asses in the Sabbat. They know that they'll never get promoted because the Sabbat will intentionally keep them out of those promotions. But they try, and they are perfectly okay with doing this kind of work because they believe in job satisfaction and that the fruits of their own labor are theirs and theirs alone. Everything they have, they earned it.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. And these are the guys I'm talking about, where it's talked about a few good apples can save an entire bunch. It's them, the Venturante Tribute.
It's probably very few of them, but they are just incredible.
Oh, yeah. And usually they're here if you just couldn't cut it in the Camarilla, if you got exiled from the Camarilla, or if you just thought the Anarchs was a really stupid decision. You thought yourselves, well, why the fuck did I join the Anarchs?
Yep. And so you decided, you know what? I'm going to dress like fucking Solid Snake and wield a long sword and cut people in half because it's cool.
And along with that, you see these guys crank up the 4-2 discipline. You fight these guys for a while in your games.
They're probably just built out of fucking concrete and rebar.
It's one of my favorite scenes in Fullmetal Alchemist where Riza Hawkeye fights Gluttony. Gluttony's got her in a stranglehold. She puts a pistol in his face and unloads, and Gluttony's still looking at her with the same facial expression he had before.
Damn.
Bro ate the bullets.
That kind of shit.
It's like that scene from like Popeye where they're doing like a Western episode, and he's trying to who's the big dude with the beard that always bullies
Bluto.
him? Bluto picks up the gun and shoots 6 candles and lights them all. And then Popeye just picks up the gun and eats it.
Yeah.
Shit, I got it once yet.
And now let's talk about what the Sabbat do. So, Kyle, why is it called a Sabbat?
The Sabbat was derived from a name that I believe the Camarilla had originally called them. Let me see if I can find it.
They didn't name themselves. The Camarilla named them.
Yes, and they kind of took it and ran with it.
Nope.
Like the bone nars.
Yeah, right. What that word means in Hebrew is that it means to cease or to split. That's what that word means. And they were referred to as the Sabbat because they were secessionists who broke away from the rulership that the Camarilla was trying to make. This was a derogatory statement that the Sabbat thought was so cool and apt for their mission. They said, yes, that's exactly what we are.
They pulled a Yankee Doodle on them.
Hell yeah.
It's the same as being called a Nazi in 2025.
Like I know my dad, he saw a skateboard that depicted like Donald Trump as a xenomorph, and he knew it was meant to like mock him, but he was like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. I want to get that.
It's like when they started photoshopping Trump as the Emperor of Mankind from 40K.
Yeah, and they were like, hell yeah, this is awesome. How is this supposed to be insulting? This is cool.
Either him or Rabute Gilliman is who he gets turned into.
Hell yeah.
And for the Sabbat, they never really appointed a leader. I mean, you do have the regent, but the regent is more like a director, so to speak. They're set up on a system of leadership where anybody can be challenged if they do a bad job, but usually you don't get fired from the Sabbat because you tend to be pretty good at what you do, at least in Europe. In America, not so much, because America still needs to get shit back together in terms of Sabbat.
Yep.
And your ranks go as follow. The regent, who directs everything. The cardinals, who are a group of figureheads that are religious leaders in the Sabbat that decide what is going to happen in each section of the world. They are then their orders are then given to the Priscus, who I'm forgetting what the Camarilla equivalent of them are, but they oversee multiple cities and make sure that the cities are progressing in the jihad. Those cities are then led by an archbishop who is identical in role to the prince. The bishop is just a primogen by another name. The Templar is a sheriff by another name or a scourge by another name. The ductus is the name of the pack leader, and the priest is the beta. Now, what do we mean by packs? You remember we did the Zamichi episode, Ryan? We talked about the Vauldery?
Yeah.
Where, as it turns out, the Ensemble thought it was a really good idea. So in the pack, you will have you'll have all of your vampires spit their blood, a significant portion, into a cup, and you'll all drink from the cup 3 times. And you'll all be bloodbound to each other. And it is a very good idea, because if you want to stop your people from fighting each other and have everybody get on the same page, blood-bind everyone to everyone.
Yeah.
That's a smart move. You don't have infighting amongst the Sabbat. Everybody's on the same page when it comes to packs, at the very least. And you notice that we now have another group of World Darkness that refers to itself as a pack a lot, the Guru Nation.
Yeah.
But what the difference between, well, they're similar but different in a few ways. The Ductus and the Alpha of a Werewolf tribe. The Alpha of a Werewolf tribe is 3 things. You are the leader of a group of commandos in a military unit, the father of your family, and the visionary of a group of angry rebels. That's what an alpha is supposed to be. You're all 3 of those things. You can't just be one of those things, because even though the alpha speaks for the pack can also go to that moot and say what a terrible fuck up you were and get you ousted.
Yeah, it's like management.
That's what it's supposed to be. Me and Ryan just got out of a game of a guy who didn't understand what that was supposed to be with Werewolf.
Oh yeah, that shitwad.
It's that I'm gonna big dog the guy that runs the podcast. All right, cool asshole, you're blocked.
Yeah, basically.
You wasted my time, Ryan's, JoJo's, and Tears. And
go fuck yourself.
Now with the Sabbat, you focus more on the visionary part. After all, this is a guy who encourages leadership and, at the same time, individualism. You need to get all of your people on the same train of thought. You need everybody to agree as to what we're going to do as a pack. Where the Ductus is just the leader who decides, okay, gang, let's all sit down, let's figure out what we're doing. And then after you figure out the plan, all right, cool, team, break, you guys go off and do what you gotta do, or we all go together to do this mission together. The priest is more of a Bravo kind of character, a beta, but from a religious point of view. As in, they're the guys that hold the Book of Nod or the Code of Milan, depending on what kind of Sabbat you want to be. And they're the ones who make sure that everybody's, going according to plan. You're almost like the secretary, so to speak, of the pack.
Oh, that's fucking cool as shit. I cannot help but think of like the vampires from Warhammer Fantasy or something like that.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of 40k when it comes to this. Specifically, actually, the Sabbat makes me think more about the Space Marines than anything else.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I like that. Get all the wax, and all the candles and all that cool shit.
Because it's Greed's favorite trope of the Found Family. And you become family because you all drink each other's blood and became bloodbound to each other. You're seeing each other as family by doing that.
Well, I mean, that's what we did prior to in Las Vegas by night, that raid on the Suttite outpost, and we all
I had all of you guys split between Anarchs, Camarilla, and Sabbat, but the more we play that game, the more I begin to drift towards the Sabbat.
Well, I mean, we knew the Camarilla wasn't going to be any goddamn help.
As lore states,
and the Anarchs were actively trying to kill us.
Yeah, you saw through the Anarchs and you immediately turned against them. And you guys came to the conclusion on your own that the Sabbat was the way you wanted to go.
Again, they were the only ones willing to help us.
Because after all, they need people. They need people on their side.
It also helped that they helped me take revenge on Alex Sykes. I'm very happy about that. Ashley Sykes.
Who usually leads the Sabbat? who's usually the pack leader? Usually it's the guy with the lowest generation who's the leader.
Yep, makes sense.
Because after all, you're the guy with the strongest blood. You're the guy who's got the best blood potency, most blood points, most disciplines. You're the strongest member of the pack. You should be the leader. But you're not the boss, so to speak. Because if your pack dies, it shows that you're a fucking idiot, and the Sabbat's not going to trust you with anything after that.
Yep.
If that's the case. What you need to do is that you need to stand in front of your men and take the blows for them before any of them die for you. That's what you have to do. I thought the first 3 episodes of Haunted Parenting were good.
Me too.
Yeah, and then you started doing the whole audio log episodes, and then episode 4 came out, and you not only did you lose me, you got me to turn against you.
Oh yeah, the second I saw the 5th edition werewolf glyphs, I was like, okay, this lost me.
But you confirmed everything I thought about it. You are indeed in Paradox's pocket.
Like it's kind of like how I feel with no, it's not Fauci, RFK. I was like, oh, he has a good point. There's a bunch of chemicals in our food. The second he started demonizing autism, I was like, oh, hell no, bro.
Can we pull up the banner of the autism announcement, please?
The what? Oh, the autism
yeah, the autism announcement. Oh my god.
That was the dumbest shit I've ever
sent it
seen,
multiple
dog.
times before. Oh shit, I gotta find it.
I'm about to find it. I got it.
Sight.
I love it
I'm not
so much.
putting the
It's so
autism announcement
funny.
up on the screen.
There's the autism announcement.
God damn it. I'm not putting that on the screen.
do it.
Ah, fuck
No
it.
balls, no balls, no balls,
This
no
is on
balls.
national
Autism
news.
announcement. Got it. There we go. Autism announcement.
And with that, I had to bed.
Ryan is dead out of cringe again.
Bro,
I
I
died of
still
cringe.
love how, like,
fucking
every
stupid so
time,
bad I'm
every
crossing my
time they
hands
show
every
a
time.
picture of RFK Jr., it's just like the most menacing, harsh lighted shadows I could possibly see.
Crusty.
Every single time RFK is on screen.
Ryan, you take a snooze. I'll talk to you later.
Good night, bro.
You
Good
guys
night,
are great.
Ryan.
Peace out.
And what was one post I talked about before?
Sorry, I branched out. Shit. Oh yeah, Hunter and Parenting.
I forgot. So they knew what they were talking about with the Sabbat during the first 2 episodes because what was the name of the Nosferatu character? Fuck.
I can't remember also.
Oh, wait,
but
hang
he
on,
was
which
His
one?
name is Peter, but I don't think that's true.
Which one?
Then there was a Nosferatu that was leading a pack of Sabbat in that series.
He
but-
was
Shit, I
ripped.
don't know.
But Kitten goes off on him for turning on his pack members. And what Kitten says is true, because if he was Sabbat leadership going off on him, then everything he said would have been taken seriously and would have been true. Because you are not supposed to diabolize your pack mates. That is a huge
No,
offense
no.
to Sabbat. You will be put to death for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And so yeah, that's true. You're not a boss or anything. You're supposed to be the leader of a religious group. As for what is that religion, Kyle? Cain.
Yes. You
Cain's
believe in
religion.
Cain? That's it.
Those Sabbat were thinking to themselves when they first formed the Sabbat, how are we going to pull this off? Because the Zamichi aren't listening to a single thing we say, what the fuck? So they thought, and they realized, Cain. And we mixed Cain with Catholicism. Oh, we got the winning formula now. And they made a religion that said, Cain is our dark father. We have God up above who made Cain, and Cain made us. And we need to thank Cain for making us and giving us the powers that we need to take over the world. And it became this religion saying that you are here for the specific reason to control mankind. You're here to take the mankind from the Camarilla and from the Anarchs. And once they're gone, we will impose a eternal night rulership over the world, where we will become the adjudicators and the Hell's Angels that will control the destiny of mankind. And that caught the attention of the Zamichi when they said that. And that's the only reason why the Zamichi go along with what the Sombra say, is because the Sombra created this giant spin doctor story that the Zamichi thought was pretty cool.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
That's how. And it was thanks to the Alcemite Anti-Tribu that they managed to legitimize that and create the path system. AKA,
Based.
Shall we go ahead and actually let's go ahead. Let's go into the path system.
Yes. Yay.
Kyle, this is the system that I'll be engaging with when we do Miami by Night. Now, what is really cool about the Sabbat is that they found a way to compromise your beast. Now, your beast is still there, but because you formed in a philosophy, you can counteract the beast and pacify it, and now it will work with you instead of against you. To hit level 10 on any of these paths, you would completely quiet the beast, and you would gain a shitload of benefits from it. AKA, the same kind of benefits that you would get from a Golconda.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So, but the paths are very strict, and if you break them, it results in a massive loss of progress that could turn you into a white.
Yep.
If you bomb the roll bad enough. Shall we begin with the Path of Cain?
Yes.
The Path of Cain, basically, it is a excuse to diabolize your way to Generation 1. It is Cainliness is next to godliness, is the message.
But like, also, don't they like study like the Book of Nod directly and follow it to the T?
Yeah, the
Or am I
Book of
thinking of
Nod,
something
aka
else?
vampire history from Cain's perspective.
Yeah.
Along with detailing about what Gehenna will be and how to help prevent Gehenna. We'll do an individual episode on the Book of Nod when we get to it. But with these guys, these are the religious fruitcakes of the Sabbat. It is Cain is our dad, and we're going to honor our dad by destroying the elders who destroyed his kids. And we will do so by destroying the elders in the Camarilla, because it is those people that caused the loss of the first and second city and everything wrong with being a vampire today. Is the whole message here. Which was started...
Cain. Super.
Where the Assamites are already doing this with the Path of Blood, but then it turned into something else entirely when the Sabbat got their hands on it. Your ethics include: restrain yourself and never give in to extremes, develop your willpower, resist your beast, learn as much as you can about vampire history, take the blood of those who are unworthy of Cain, accept your condition that you're no longer human, and if possible, do not interact with humans.
Yep.
Pretty smart, right?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
You can see yourself following this kind of path.
Probably, yeah. Not terrible.
And of course, the cardinal sin of it is denying your hunger or other parts of your vampiric condition. AKA remembering for a brief moment that you're human. Don't ever do that. This is transhumanist in every meaning of the word.
Yep.
Next up, showtime about the Path of Cathari.
Yep.
Yes.
The polar opposite, where it's about Lilith.
It's about being as close as you can to an out-and-out demon. They looked at the Path of Metamorphosis that Dimitri were doing, and it said, "You guys are saying you want to be like demons. How about we just become a demon? How about we just become the worst? Let's just be the worst."
Yep. Fuck that.
There's a whole Gnostic connection to it too. They said they believe that God is gone and that the demiurge, aka the worm, has taken its place. And if you are in Rome, do as the Romans do. And if the world is controlled by this demon that believes it's God, they become demons as well. And that's the only way you're going to be able to fit in and thrive in the world around you. Your ethics include: your role is a creature of predestined evil. Accept it. Indulge in vice. Lead others to temptation. Grant the curse of Cain to anyone with great passion. The entire material world is yours to corrupt. And death is simply reincarnation. Boom.
Well, sounds like
go fucking nuts.
Sounds like the followers of sounds like the Serpent's Light really like that one.
You know who actually does really like it? Rasputin.
Napoleon.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep. Rasputin's a vampire in this game.
Those Russians.
He's Malkavian too, by the way.
To nobody's surprise.
Yeah, basically.
Next up is the Path of Evil Revelations, aka blatant infernalism. What you want to do is that you just sign a pact with a demon and serve the demon. And that's it.
Imagine it was like Lucifer from Demon the Fallen, but like he's kind of more like Lucifer from South Park, where he's like fruity.
Lucifer from Fritz the Cat.
Yeah, like You know, so
Kyle,
you're like
I know you want to see
openly
the live, but
gay.
we can't because Kyle's slurring it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my
we
god!
can't.
Satan's a frog.
It's, and this was something that the Spot was perfectly okay with you being until 1953 with the death of Ekaterina.
Uh-oh.
And for whatever reason, her deaths made the Spot decide, actually, we're not okay with infernalism anymore. They just
Good.
decided that. Though that's not saying that there aren't infernalists in the Sabbat, because after all, the Regent is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that here. Path of Honorable Accord, aka be a knight. Just, you remember what a knight's supposed to be? You just got massive Don Quixote syndrome, where you're living a lie that is 1,000 years old. You always keep your honor and agreements, never show cowardice, duty becomes before personal matters, treat fairly and equitably those of your station, always repay your debts, and support your comrades in arms. That's what you gotta do. Rob Red played one of these, by the way, and he did a very good job.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. You're literally playing a Knights Templar.
Exactly. Next up is the Path of Redemption. We have more nice paths coming our way.
Nice.
It is undeniable that you're a vampire, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be evil. Zangief, you are a bad guy, but you are not a bad guy.
You're a bad guy, but that does not mean you're a bad guy.
The ethics include the word of God is law, seek the forgiveness that came refused, understand the sins in all of its facets, study the children of Seth and remind them that God loves them, understand the vampiric condition as God's tool, embrace only those who have abandoned their faith to turn them back to faith, submit to divine tide in order to understand the beast, confess your sins to all those above you in your path, watch and destroy those who exalt the cursed, pray to God for guidance, find those who have faith and teach them, and destroy all of those who consort with hell. Boom.
That's pretty cool.
So be a
That
man
sounds
of
pretty
God.
heroic, doesn't it? Yeah.
Almost like a child of Gaia.
Path of Lilith exists too, but it's more of like a Bahari thing, and I kind of want to do an episode on Lilith when we get around to it, when we do the Gehenna series.
Exactly.
Let's talk about one more. Just one more. Path of Scorched Earth.
Oh, God.
Ooh, what's that one
already,
talking about?
I'm
What's that
already
one
quaking
about?
in my boots.
Which was created by the true Bruja. Now, I might be thinking to yourself, what's going on in the head of the true Bruja? What are they thinking about? Well, here's the ethics. Face down all of your fears, quench all emotion by drowning it in the frigid waters of reason, trust only what can only be perceived, and remember that even your perceptions can be fooled. Always resist the beast, always think logically, use others when you can profit from it, and do not waste time with pleasures or debauchery. Completely abandon your emotional and ethical side and become a being of pure logic.
Mr. Spock from Star
Fucking
Trek.
Robespierre
Yes.
head ass.
Yes, just become an NPC.
Yeah, basically.
Basically.
But what about the Path of Paradox?
Well, that's a Ravnos thing.
I know, but a few Malkavians do it too.
It's Path of Paradox. Just cause shit. That's all you gotta do with Path of Paradox. Just make shit happen.
Just be chaotic neutral.
Just do it. Not even chaos to revive set like the Path of Sutek. No, just chaos just do it for the sake of doing it.
Exactly. Be chaotic neutral. I saved the kid from a fire, but then I shanked the dude, took his money, took it to a soup kitchen, blow up the soup kitchen, take the rubble and make a house out of it.
Yeah. We've already mentioned the Black Hand. The Sabbat Inquisition, let's bring this guys up. So with the death of Ekaterina and the increased amount of people following the Path of Evil Revelations around the same time, the Sabbat decided, hey, we actually need to get our shit together on this. They created a strike force of 30 people that go around and say, are you an infernalist? Are you a heretic? If not, good. If you are, you die tonight.
Oh, well,
That's
that's
what it
pretty
is.
cut and dry now, isn't it?
Well, I just summarized an entire page of fluff text for you in 2 sentences.
Good job.
Yep, sounds just about right.
And now for the factions, like the macro factions, that 2 of these are explicitly Zamichi. I only ever apply to Clan Zamichi, so I'm just going to skip them. But the other factions are the Status Quo, aka a bunch of La Sombra supremacists. Some of them are even outside Clan La Sombra that believe that La Sombra are geniuses and should control the world. I wonder who made this. I wonder who made this group.
Oh, it's definitely not the Lasombra.
The moderates, who say that the Purchase Pact and the Code of Milan need to be destroyed, and that the Sabbat needs to do whatever the fuck it feels like doing. I don't think that's really what being a moderate is supposed to be.
No.
Yeah, probably not.
The ultra conservatives, aka neocon Sabbat members, who just want to create human waves of Sabbat Kadif to destroy the Camarilla because we're not being violent fast enough.
That's funny.
Yeah. The Order of Saint Blaise, who are explicitly Catholic members of Sabbat that name themselves after Saint Blaise, who was a monk that treated people during the Black Plague and blessed their necks with candles, and the blessings made their blood extra delicious. I shit you not. I shit you not.
Yummy.
And they honored the best blood cook that ever lived by naming their order after them. And these are members of Sabbat that directly try to find a compromise between the Sabbat and Catholicism. Is their whole shtick. And then lastly, you have the Infernalists, who are trying to compromise being a member of the Sabbat with Satanism.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Jesus Christ.
That's not very kosher.
And then we have the creation rites. You know how the Garo Nation had the rite of passage? Well, guess what? The Sabbat also does. Incredible.
And
they vary between clans.
Shovelhead status.
Now, that's usually the basic one. Kyle, have we gone over the process of shovelheading with you?
No. I know it's a thing that you're supposed to do, but I don't know much else aside from that.
You find a man on the street, smack him over the head, it either concusses them or kills them, it doesn't really matter which one. Drag them back to a graveyard, put them in a 12-foot deep hole with 12 other guys, embrace all of them at the same time, and then just take a step back, and watch what happens as 12 angry, hungry vampires come to life at the same time.
And whoever survives becomes the next childer, I imagine.
Oh, yes, and it screws you into becoming a member of Sabbat too, because now you're a Diabolist. You can't join the Camarilla after that.
Well, that kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's smart, isn't it? It's really smart, isn't it?
That does seem like a very Vigo thing to do, I'm not going to lie.
Another one that they do is that they'll embrace you and then bury you alive in your own casket as a vampire. And then they force you to break out of your own coffin and dig yourself 6 feet upwards out of your own grave. And the trauma of that happening makes you forget that you were ever human.
Jesus.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I don't even remember being human because I think I got hit in the face a little too hard, so half of my face is missing.
And then we only get 4 examples of clan-specific initiations. What the Zimichi do is that they play doctor with you. You wake up on operating table, and the Zimichi just does whatever he feels like doing to you for however long he feels like doing it to you.
So it's just pain and suffering.
And if you scream just enough, not too little, not too much, and you maintain your sanity, then you can become Zimichi with them. Fun.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be a Zimichi. That sounds like it sucks.
Because that's going to destroy humanity from just getting your face pulled apart like silly putty and then smashed back together.
Why does that make me think of that movie called Freaks?
Oh yeah, with the 1936 movie, 32 movie.
I think it was made from the 90s. Hold on, it was the peak like 90s gross out.
Oh, a different movie. Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
But yeah, nothing's going to break your humanity like that.
Freaked from 1993. It was freaking bizarre. Dude.
You got freaked, boy. You done got freaked.
It's like a kid is like a Fomori, but he's like a good Fomori is the best way I can explain the movie.
See, I'm pulling up what this looks like too.
Dude, it's freaking ridiculous looking, bro.
Oh, you understand? This is gross as shit with this makeup.
Dude, 90s gross
let me
out
look
at
this
highest.
up.
Yeah,
it's like a mad comic got like turned into a movie. It's ridiculous, bro.
This is weird looking. That's weird to look at.
Dude, it's fucking wild, bro.
Jesus Christ.
So after you get freaked and you manage to survive that, now you can be as Amici proper.
Yeah, basically, that's how it goes.
You just got to see with these two eyeballs and Jamaican hats or just walking around with little arms and legs.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
It's basically once again Mad Comics, but if it was a freaking movie.
You can't live a normal life after seeing that.
No, not at all. Not at all. God, the makeup is awesome. Anyway, sorry.
in the opposite direction is the La Sombra initiation, where after you're embraced and you calm down from your frenzy, you're brought into a room that is completely black due to powerful tenebration, and you are given a lecture of the litany and history of the La Sombra, and there is a quiz afterwards. You must score a 100 on the quiz to become a La Sombra.
And what happens if you don't?
Your sire takes the blood back.
Oh no, that sounds like it sucks.
My doctor when my credit card declines.
Yeah, exactly.
takes the kidney back out of me.
The Toreador anti-tribute. You get to star in a movie, Kyle. It's a snuff film.
Oh, good. Oh,
if you're a good enough actor, you get to Toreador with the Toreador anti-tribute.
2 girls in 1 cup.
Yeah.
Fucking.
You gotta make a video nasty. You play Manhunt with the Toreador.
Oh my god.
They just put you in a dark alley. They give you a plastic bag. They say in process.
Damn.
And then the last example they give you is the Malkavian anti-tribute way of initiating somebody.
One who flew over to Cuckoo's Nest.
What they do is that they just take you into the street, tie your hands together, put handcuffs on your hands, handcuffs on your feet, put that handcuff around your hands on a chain, attach that to the hitch of a Ford F-150, and then just drive down the road with you at 80 miles an hour.
Motherfucker looked like a Resident Evil 4 campaign extra after we was done with him.
Yeah,
that would explain my face.
Yeah, if you manage to survive the road, or if you manage to free yourselves from the truck, you get to become a Malkavian.
You know, actually, Vic, that does make a good bit of sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah, like, it's basically like a natural selection, I guess. I don't know, like, I'm really
I'd just call it cruelty towards you, but you call it what you like.
I don't know, like, I kind of have a bit of a high pain tolerance, so I'm told.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then, what did a Sabbat do for fun? You might be thinking to yourself. Well,
they kill people.
We go hunting, we pull pranks, you know? The one I don't like is you're supposed to kill a Garrow. I don't like that.
One of the first games they give you is called The Races, which is just GTA, but it's real. You just walk up to a guy's car, steal it, and cause as much chaos as possible, and escape the police afterwards.
Play fucking Carmageddon. I'll steal it! No one will ever know!
Yeah, you also have an arena version of it where they just do Twisted Metal. And speaking of cars, they're drive-by, where they'll just look at a rival pack and they'll just do fake gang warfare with the rival pack just to amuse themselves.
That's funny.
But if they do this on a member of the Camarilla, it fucks them up because that Ventrue just got shot 20 times with an Uzi. You can't just stand back up now, can you? That was in front of cameras. That was in front of witnesses. You can't just stand back up. That throws off the Ventrue's entire game plan. And now he has to fake his death and start his whole empire in his haven all over again.
Yep.
In the process. It screws the Camarilla into a Masquerade breach when they do that.
Nice.
Next up is football. They did not specify whether or not it was American or European football. But
Why not both?
And they play it with humans. And the goal of the game is to not play football, is to beat these people who are playing football to death while still pretending that you're playing football.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So it's literally a Warhammer Blood Bowl where it's literal fantasy sports.
Or like the Adult Swim show Ballmasters 9000, where it was a game of football that became less about actually scoring points and more about just killing the other team.
Or like the beginning of Kogoth the Barbarian, where he beats the fuck out of the dudes in the tavern. He skins the one dude and shit and lights him on fire.
Next game is Trick or Treat, where you just go over to a guy's house, knock on the
feet.
door, and when he opens the door, you shoot him.
There is a good comedy horror movie called Trick or Treat.
With the little kid with the burlap sack.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good ass movie, dude. That was funny as hell.
Yeah, this Trick or Treat. You do about the fucking AI slop videos I watched do, where it counts a whole genre of videos where it's an old man or an old woman answers the door to a dog, and then the dog either breathes fire or just breathes its shotgun blast and blows up the house and runs away.
I've seen that, but with like tornadoes and people getting carried away, like an ape getting carried away.
That's funny.
And then last one is Human Gladiators, where you just grab two people off the street, fill them with drugs, and just drop them in a pit together and watch them beat each other to death.
Bum fights.
Yeah. Engineered by you. Amazing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you have the list of sick justice. Now you might be wondering, what is the crime and what is the punishment? I shall read the list to you, Kyle. Treason against the sect, torture or dismemberment, in whatever fashion the judge deems rightful. Such matters involve being thrown off the top story of a 6-story building multiple times.
Jesus
Christ. Being drawn and quartered, or having your limbs removed by a Zamichi.
Hey, why are my legs and arms running away? Ah, crap. Hey, I'm like that Black Knight from Monty Python.
This one makes me smile. Murdering a fellow Sabbat member. Diablerie at the hands of the murdered vampire's pack.
Oh.
That's the very good irony. Very smart.
The ironic justice is perfect.
Lying to a member of Sabbat leadership. They just set you on fire. You don't die, but they just set you on fire. Or they just peel all the skin off your body, and you survive.
Because they can do that.
That's funny. They peel it off like a banana peel. It peels off on 4 corners.
Revealing a Sabbat secret to somebody outside of the Sabbat. Oh, they just kill you by setting you on fire then.
Yep.
Or they have something called the Wild Hunt, where they just turn you loose. You have 10 minutes to run, and then every member of the Sabbat chases after you, and whoever kills you wins.
Yay.
Fun. Failure to respond to a leader's call. Branding or mutilation. Often involves you losing a finger or losing a hand. And if it's Amici doing that hand doesn't grow back.
Yep.
Striking a vampire of greater station, your eyes get gouged out.
What the fuck?
Usually by thumbs.
That's not that bad of a punishment.
I mean,
I'm already blind in my left eye.
If you have enough blood, I imagine that grows back.
The ultimate punishment is that a Zamichi touches you and gives you bonitis. AKA, using vicissitude, he makes every bone in your body break all at once.
No, better. He gives you rubber bones.
Oh, yeah, that's gotta
so
fucking...
you literally can't fucking move, and the only way you can move is start, slithering around like a weird skin snake.
It makes
turn
you bouncy,
into Peter
he just
Griffin
pushes you.
in that really shitty episode where he wishes he has no bones.
Yeah. I gotta show you the little YouTube short where I got that joke from.
Associated with the Camarilla. First offense, censor. As in they beat you over the head with a Catholic censer until you bleed. Second offense, they flay all the skin off your back. Third offense, staking or death.
Jesus
whichever one floats your boat. Failure to accomplish an important mission. Spite punishment. AKA shaving your face off, branding your forehead, or removing your vampire teeth.
Oh no! Not these big, girthy 6 inchers in my mouth. I can't be castrated of them.
And displaying cowardice, blood feast. AKA, everybody in that room steals your vitae. And
Jesus.
Congratulations, because it's 5:30 in the morning and you have 1 blood point.
Wow.
We won't be seeing you tomorrow night because you're going to have to spend that 1 blood point to wake up. Or maybe just don't wake up at all. And then is there anything else crazy in the Sabbat book to talk about? Is there anything else crazy you want to go over?
There's like the high holidays and rites that are kind of cool.
Yeah, the rites. You want to go over the rituals?
Yeah, like it's like their version of like the Garrow rites, so to speak.
Well, let's bring up Monomasi. Let's bring up that one first. Where, if you have a dispute with somebody, you duel them. You just go over to them, demand satisfaction. If they apologize, no need for further action. Name a time or place, meet face to face, and fight until one of you dies. And you get to decide how this works. It's usually a fist-to-fist duel, but if you want to use weapons, you can use weapons. If you want to use vitae, you can use vitae. If you want to bring in other members of your pack involved, you can do that too. But it's usually just a man-to-man fist fight.
What the? What? I found a level 7 ritual called Shadow of the Wolf. This powerful ritual actually lets the vampire become a lupine for one night.
Oh, that's cool.
The vampire must develop a separate lupine character for his basic statistics. Type of lupine depends on the exact nature of the ritual. There are several variations of the ritual. The vampire is subject to the same limitations and advantages that all lupines possess. The material component is a cloak made from the skin of a wolf. What the fuck? Samuel Haight.
I was about to say, Samuel Haight, eat your fucking heart out.
They learned it power from Samuel Haight.
God damn it.
Pulling up some vampire rituals here. I'm getting a bunch of shit for thaumaturgy. I'm not really looking for thaumaturgy.
Yeah, that's too obvious. We need to go more like any clan can pick it up.
There's a whole section in here about dark thaumaturgy involving just lure of flames, but it's evil. That's what it really boils down to, really.
They got Will-O-Wisp, which they took from the Fianna, I think.
See, Victor, I'm getting my notes together. Give me another ritual.
Oh, shit. Hold on, let me open up the book. I just had the page on.
No, there it is. I got some for you.
Okay.
Shall I talk about the bloodbath?
Yes.
The ritus is performed whenever set leaders wish to recognize the Sabbat vampire's claim to a title. The bloodbath formalizes the vampire's new status into a set. As many Sabbat as possible will serve in the ceremony, and failing to do so without adequate reason will get you punished. Starting with the priest conducting the rite, attending sect leaders and other Sabbat members take turns coming forward, kneeling in front of and expressing endorsement or allegiance to the Canaanite, and contributing a quantity of blood into a vessel, which is then poured into this giant bowl, which is then dunked over the guy who's being honored.
Damn.
Amazing. And then somebody gets to hopefully link up all that vitae, because that's a lot of blood points that we just spent.
Oh no, there was an episode of Moral Oral where fucking Oral
he's in the bathtub.
a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
For the last time, that's not what I meant.
But Dad, it said it blah 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 blah. It was metaphorical, not literal.
Oh my god. The Moral Oral's such a scuffed show, man.
I actually do hate it. It's a show that got edgy for the sake of edgy, and
yeah,
the first couple
really
of episodes,
did.
though, I will say, like the first season was actually pretty solid.
It was funny, and then it lost its side of itself.
I like the one where it's like he was, the priest told him that he should be able to like always make a woman happy, so he like goes into a porn shot and gets a fucking piercing on his dick.
Bruh, what was one? Oh, he gets the Necronomicon and he summons his friend's Doey's dead grandpa, and he's all like,
Oral, I don't think this is very Christian of you.
Hey, at least it's not Catholic. And every time before the zombies eat someone, they're like, please, Lord, thank you for this food. It's so fucking funny. That was my most favorite episode.
Well, going into that, we'll talk about the Festival of the Dead then.
Yep.
It occurs during the second week of March specifically. All Sabbat in the city take part, and the Mac packs, like the Ravnos, are brought in for this. They're given an invite. Their purpose is to revel in being a vampire, celebrating immortality, and laughing in the face of death and decay. The celebration culminates of a blood feast of epic proportion, and nightly votaries that take place amongst and sometimes between packs. The revels are tailored to each individual pack, and the event has many differences in celebrations as it has commonalities. Some packs participate in ritual sacrifice, some may waltz in circles around a bonfire, and others reenact passages of the Book of Nod. It's essentially Sabbat Christmas.
Nice.
Is what this is.
With gift givings of flesh-crafted shirts for everybody.
It'll always be the second Friday of every March, or no, the second week of every March. Well, I'll deem it to be the Friday. The fire dance is.
This one's cool.
It has no particular time or place. The priest may create one whenever a morale boost is necessary. It is generally held before war parties, and several packs at one time converge to participate in the dance. The rite is entirely a test of courage. Since the Sabbat values free will greatly, pack members are allowed to refuse or participate in a fire dance, whatever one they want to do. But they put themselves at risk of derision or being called a coward. To enact the rites, a priest lights a large bonfire in place in front of mortal eyes. And in front of everybody. What the fuck was that sentence? Through the rhythmic beat of the drum, chanting or both, participating candidates enter a trance-like frenzy, rolling around the flames, writhing before them and even prostrating themselves in front of the blaze. As the ceremony reaches its peak, the vampire raven chant and encourage each other to jump into the fire. They make fantastic leaps, sometimes even aerial somersaults over the flame, and they just keep doing it until they just run out of gas.
Yep.
Sounds
Amazing.
like fun.
Intentionally give yourself Rat Shrek and see if you can avoid it.
Yep. Hell yeah.
So let's take a look at this. The Pala Grande, which is not Grand Ball. You got the name wrong, but whatever.
Old country
Spanish.
said it too.
It's basically what the high society motherfuckers in this is about do. Just the Venturi, Torador, La Sombra, and Zamichi all get together for a dance. And it looks exactly like what you would expect a ball put on by Zamichi to look like.
just a fucking Harley Quinn get together.
As it turns out, they ask you, do you like the carpet? Do you like the walls, the wallpaper? And you notice the rug is made out of human hair.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, basically. There is a few unusual weapons. There's a chainsaw, machete, straight razor, and that's it for the player's guide. I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool. I like the straight razor. I don't know. It cuts people. It doesn't kill them, but free food.
Is. And then there's also the wild hunt down here again, where this is what boils down to the most dangerous prey. And if you get caught, you either die or you're horribly mutilated, whichever one you want. Usually it's from a Zamichi who grabs a burning piece of white metal and just shoves it into your throat and down into your torso.
Jesus.
That fun. Yep. And then take a look at this. We have a bunch of teeny tiny rituals, but these are usually shit that never really comes up in your game. If you guys want to take a look at these rituals, watch this video. That's what.
Yeah, it's gonna get.
I mean, there's
boring.
a reason why there's no YouTube channel that really goes into great detail about these.
Well, because they take fucking forever to explain.
Yeah, it's very clinical when you go into every individual rite. And take a look at this. We also have a whole list of new derangements. One of which is called Berserk.
Yep.
Where just imagine what that does.
I think it does exactly what it says.
Or the power to sweat blood when you get stressed.
What?
Oh yeah.
Why would you need that?
Or to the point where you drink blood, to the point where you drink too much and it's just sitting in you like a blood tick.
So you just
hey yo, inflation.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I was doing.
It's disgusting.
I love it when the US dollar loses value.
God damn it.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what that term is. Okay, take a look at this.
It's fucking funny.
And then there's a whole section in here about setting up a Sabbat Chronicle, about decent different concepts that you can use in a Sabbat game and what you can make the theme of your Sabbat game. And it's pretty good.
Yep.
It's good. It's not so much about politicking so much as it is being a part of like a religion of evil and trying to establish yourself in here. It's almost like training wheels for running a mage game, in all honesty.
Really? How do you figure?
Because after all, a point of Mage Ascension is trying to wake up sleepers and get as many sleepers on your side as possible.
Doing the same with the Sabbat, I guess.
Yes. Finding who's worthy and keeping the Camerlan Anarchs out of your city while you control it.
That makes sense.
And
a lot more death culty, though.
Yeah. We also have a picture in here of a werewolf who's fighting 3 members of the spot at the same time.
That's fucking cool.
That's probably a hard fight for both of them, actually, depending on the kind of werewolf.
There's only one guy in there that has a fighting chance. He's got a shotgun, and that's the reason why.
Yeah,
dude, shotguns in World of Darkness are so OP. I'm not even gonna lie.
It is the Excalibur.
It makes sense. It makes fucking sense.
That is true. Like you pull every problem in the World of Darkness can be solved if you have a shotgun.
Yeah.
Let's get Ash Williams in the game.
Yeah, basically. Well, I mean, for example, Chico in Rage Cross, New York, had a shotgun, tore people up with it. Cleft Reed had a shotgun, tore everybody up with it.
By the way, Kyle, something that's going to be very useful for you. Starting at page 205 in the revised version, there are template NPC sheets for vampires based on rank.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, see, it makes it so much easier, right?
Yeah, let me see here. 205.
So much easier.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of them. Holy shit.
The strength of a bishop / Primogen, the strength of a Templar / Sheriff, what an Archbishop would look like in power, what a Priscus would look like in power.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
See, it's actually really helpful.
I'm so glad we found these books. It makes this so much easier.
Oh yeah, it's a smart decision for a guy who's about to start running vampire sooner.
Yes.
Than later.
I don't know how long fucking Saltmarsh is going to be. I'm kind of railroading the game just so we can kind of do it.
No, I get that.
Yeah, you want to get done what you want to get done with it.
Well, I said that it was going to be a quicker game, so that'll basically do it.
Yeah.
Quicker than liquor.
Man, your Kessel character, Johnny, makes me think of like your crazy.
Why did you? I don't know what. I'm not even gonna question it.
She's like the crazy
is your fault,
grandma.
Kyle.
Why? Why
She's
is
like
it my
crazy
fault?
Grandma, bro.
You don't want to
like
play games just boil down to a big game meetup in 2025, and you play gay games, you get gay prizes.
Motherfucker, there is nothing gay about my game.
Running D&D is pretty gay, and you're gay for running it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Joe. All right, just breathe in, breathe out. We're all friends here.
Let's just get a big, nice group hug. I'm Donald Trump saying to get a big, nice group hug, everyone.
Oh my God, I hate
and then we all kiss each other in the end.
I literally wanted to have a fun pirate game. That's all I wanted.
Donald, when's the shutdown ending? I need to get on a plane soon.
Well, the shutdown is me making sweet love.
To embezzle all this money that would have been given to Snap, and now I can just get to take it for myself.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's good to be the king.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Cut off more of those Snap benefits, baby.
Oh God damn it. Why do I even bother anymore?
Was there anything in first
Because
edition
you
that was
love
not
us.
second edition that we're missing? I'm just quickly flipping through this.
Know.
I'm flipping through this as I speak. Okay, there's this shit before. There's there's like weird shit in first edition. There's specific talents, secondary abilities. There's a talent in here for dreaming.
Oh yeah, then there's a thaumaturgy. So that was a yawn. There's a thaumaturgy for dreaming.
Skill for panhandling. Skill
That's
for
funny.
fire eating. For snake charming is an ability in this book.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Kyle, when is charming a snake going to come up in your game?
Charming a snake?
Yeah.
It depends on what Nozomi does. Not done it.
Yes, as per rule with set types, you must own a snake.
Yeah.
The boys at school used to call me a snake. Please don't put a snake in your game and make me think of it.
What the fuck is that
There's a snake in my boot.
Kyle, they put a snake in the Zootopia 2 movie. I can't watch this movie. It's got a snake in it.
What's wrong with that?
Bro, they got Wolf's Volkswagen, meaning that Nazi Germany existed, bro.
They put a snake in the movie, and the snake is a stand in for an illegal immigrant.
Is he?
Oh, I thought it was a
Yeah.
stand for a homosexual.
Now he's a legal immigrant. He crossed the border into Zootopia legally, and now he's here.
Now there's a horse that's Patrick Warburton.
And then he gets in a menage a trois with Judy and Nick, and he divorced both of them.
No, shut the fuck up. Shut the
Well,
fuck up.
Well, why does he put a snake in the movie
Shut the fuck up.
Why is there a snake in this
Johnny,
movie, Kyle,
I
besides that?
cannot stress this enough. Shut the fuck up.
They put a damn snake in this movie.
Can we end the fucking Sabbat episode, please?
I want to tell Kyle more about the snake after this episode ends. Good night, everybody.
Man, shut your bitch ass up.
Everybody, go play the
Shut
Sabbat.
your snake
They're
house
fun.
up.
Man, shut your
Also-
loser ass up.
All right,
Also, don't put a snake in your game.
we're going off the rails. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye, everyone.